And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internets, all over mainstream media, social media, everywhere, and I don't know where to start. First of all, the potential Iran war or the current Iran war, whatever you want to call it. Israel's like, we're all in. Hey, America, y'all want to come help us? Hey, America, can we get some of your B-52 bombers? Can we get some of your bunker buster missiles to penetrate Iran's nuclear facilities deep in the mountains? We'll talk about that a little bit later. Also, Tucker Carlson had a few choice words for Trump and all the neocons trying to push for the war. Trump has responded. There's been an apology from Tucker. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Plus, we got the ongoing ICE protests. I don't understand for what. You know, the funniest part about all of this with the ICE protests is that Trump is currently on pace to deport fewer people than Obama did. What's the big deal? Mainstream media, of course, as always. Talk about that a little bit later. Also, Vance Boelter. I mean, who is this guy? Did we get this guy from the CIA? Like, who is this dude? I mean, listen, you're living in some kind of ramshackle hovel with Papa John's, bro, fat, sweaty dude, but really you have a nice estate with your wife and 5 kids. Which one is it? Are you poor? Are you rich? What's going on? We'll talk about all those things and a whole lot more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And thank y'all again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you're hearing so far, if you enjoy the videos in general, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Yeah, we got some things going on. We got a hurricane happening, Home Alone in Mexico. Hey, shout out to the hurricane. I'll tell you what, though. Whatever tropical depression, hurricane, nor'easter, whatever they got going on, let it not come up this way. I mean, good grief. We didn't had 40 days and 40 nights of rain. Do I live in Miami, Florida, or am I North Georgia, East Tennessee? I can't tell. Am I in the Mountain Valley or am I in the Caribbean? Do I need a mosquito net over my bed? What's going on? It's rain, water. I'm not complaining, though. I ain't complaining for real. I like the rain, to be totally honest with you. As long as it's not a continuous day-long rain. Give me like a little afternoon shower. That's fine. But when it's like Seattle, Washington, I couldn't do it. If you're living in Seattle or somewhere like that, a cold place where it rains every day, you're living in a refrigerator with condensation. That's not very comfortable. That's not comfy at all. But yeah, shout out to the rain. Hopefully everybody in the path of the hurricane is safe. I remember back in the day watching the hurricanes when they would hit East Coast. I'm like, hey, take a turn. Don't hit the Outer Banks. Don't come to Virginia Beach. Go the other way. We got hit twice, or more than twice, but 2 direct hits with a hurricane. It wasn't really nothing that bad, but we did get hit. We didn't live in one of these super low areas like Norfolk. They will always get torn to pieces, and any kind of rainstorm, it'd be a mess. But yeah, blaming on the rain exactly from Minion, 100%. Shout out to you, Steve Massey. Thank you for joining. And shout out to you guys who were on the Instagram live last night. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. I had missed the previous week because I was traveling. And of course, I'll be gone Saturday of this week. So I'll probably try to do a show on Friday. That's my goal, to do one more of these shows on Friday before I leave on Saturday, because I'm not going to be able to. I'll be gone most of that day, just so I won't be able to do it. I probably wouldn't get to my destination until like midnight. So I'll probably do a show on Friday. So y'all just stay on the lookout for that. NERN says, God is watering the crops. Hey, he watering my grass for sure. I tell you what, I just put some new shrubs in the front, and them things looking nice and hey, the flowers, the shrubs looks nice and hardy. The root done took hold. I'm loving it for that. So shout out to the rain for that, for sure. And we're not getting flooding really, so that's fine. They say the hurricane headed to Mexico. Yeah, that's right. Shout out Automotive Truth Podcast, ATO ABL, sending peace and love from Texas. Shout out to Texas. Shout out to Texas. Kelly says Vancouver from November to March was that the rain. So just like wintertime, basically, fall and winter, early spring, but basically fall and winter, and it's cold and raining. Yeah, I'll be in LA, Paul 48. Hopefully it doesn't rain out there when I'm out there. We'll see. Yeah, that's probably the worst thing is when it rains over on the West Coast, like Southern California. Yeah, I can't do nothing with it. Give me the beach LA. If it ain't that, I don't want it. All right, but shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all. Steve gave me the Spanish name. That was my name when I took Spanish class back in the day, Antonio. That's funny. But yeah, shout out to you guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's right. Mold spores, that does happen. That does most certainly happen with the rain. So hopefully we don't get that going on. Black Suburban Dad says, ABL, I do not think we will be in the war with Iran at all. I also think Tucker Carlson is a trash can by asking Ted Cruz those gotcha questions and not trying to hear him out. This is also Hide Your Kids Month. Yeah, you know what? I'm on the same page with you because the Iran war could happen if we make the wrong decision. Now I'm hearing from Trump and what he's saying. We'll get to that a little bit later. But I'm hearing from him what he's saying. He's signaling that he doesn't want to do it. However, we got planes, trains, automobiles, everything headed out to that particular part of the world. So it's like, okay, what are we doing? We got aircraft carriers, all kind of stuff headed in that direction. So are we going to do something or not? I don't think we will, because if you put American boots on the ground, it's over. That is the final war. You know, if you believe in the Bible, Revelations is right there. That is it. Because if we put American boots on the ground, what's going to happen is they're going to immediately hit Jerusalem. Instantly, they're going to hit Jerusalem right away. And if that happens, it's over. That'll just, you're talking about gas prices. Your life would be unlivable. So I think at a certain point, people in power understand that. I think they understand that. So it's best that we don't do that, because it's going to be so, whatever you think you're going to stop by trying to hit Iran, by trying to put American boots on the ground, you're going to start something else. It's like taking a nuclear bomb to kill a fly in your house. It's like, okay, well, the fly's dead, but so is everybody else in the whole country. So we got to think about what we're doing before we do it. Engaging in a ground war, having American troops, American planes, any of that in Iran is disaster. We could do certain little things. I mean, Israel can be funded by us to a certain extent, and they might hit Iran in a particular spot. Okay, that's not the same thing as the U.S. military going into Iran. We got military bases surrounding Iran. We do things to kind of weaken them, like let drugs go in, to have, opioid addicts. We do stuff like that. We shouldn't be doing it, but it does happen. But the red line would be having American boots on the actual ground. That'd be, the whole region would react. Pakistan, Afghanistan, Yemen, Oman, the Turks would get involved, the Chinese, the Russians, everybody. The whole East, the entire Asia really would get involved with that. The whole Asia. And who's going to defend us? The Europeans? They soft. The Europeans like our little brothers. The Europeans are so soft, they can't even provide themselves with basic goods and services without relying upon the third world. They're the softest people in the whole world. Without the US, there is no Europe. They're not going to do nothing. So what, Australia, New Zealand, are they going to do something? No, they're the same as the Europeans. They're the prisoner Europeans and some of the Pacific Islanders who have nothing to do with this. So who's going to defend the United States? Mexico? I think not. What, Brazil? Come on. Anywhere south of the equator ain't going to do nothing. It'll be up to us. And who's our allies? Canada? The Europeans, Canadians, Australian, New Zealand, it's all kind of the same. It's like America's little side projects. America's little, that's what that is when you're talking about geopolitics. Now, if you're European or you're Australian or you're a New Zealander or south of the equator, nothing against you. I'm talking about geopolitics. I'm talking about global conflict. I don't think y'all want to be involved anyway. So it shouldn't be a matter of offense. I'm just saying, if we want to hit Iran, they're going to be able to do a lot more to us than we can do to them. And ultimately, it'd be we, the people, who suffer. So if Trump is smart, and I think he is, what we should not do is go to Iran. I don't care nothing about, oh, they can have a nuclear weapon. Well, look, is your desire to take their weapon that big to the point where you sacrifice the entire world to have it happen? If the whole world is gone, who cares about having a nuclear weapon? If the whole world dies because we go into Iran, who cares about a nuclear weapon? Ain't nobody going to be around. The whole civilization as we know it, Western civilization, will be over with. We go back to Stone Age ASAP. So yeah, no boots on the ground for sure. 100%. But shout out to you guys. I'm reading some comments right here. Jenna Alvarez McDaniel says, God saved my life in Hurricane Hugo, 1989. Same day I was in constant prayer asking Jesus for guidance, protection. Suddenly God sent a stranger to my door just before entire apartment got demolished. No joke. Wow. That's crazy. That's something else. Hey, I believe you. You know, I most certainly believe you. You know, I've heard about things like that happening right in the nick of time. Is wild how that is. Okay, Forte says we beat Iraq in 2 weeks. Did we? Did we beat Iraq in 2 weeks? I can't tell. Hey, how long did it take for us to beat Afghanistan? How about Vietnam? And Iraq is not Iran. Let's not get that confused. You're talking about Iran, 100 million people, the positioning, the age of the country, all the radical groups in the country and the region, their proximity to other nations, Afghans, the Pakistan, like the Indian subcontinents right there. That ain't what you want. You got Azerbaijan, all of that, south of Georgia, Dagestan. I promise you don't want to do that. And I've known for a long time that if you do that, it's over with. And there's been so much talk about trying to hit Iran for 30, 40 years. The reason why we have not done it yet is because we know that if we do it, you're talking about destruction on a scale that most of y'all would not be ready for. And it wouldn't be a typical war. Listen, I don't want to be a fearmonger, but I'm just saying, in a war, let's say with Iran, the things they would do to us, y'all wouldn't even really see coming. First of all, they're going to shoot satellites out of the sky. They're going to shoot satellites. They're going to shoot the satellites out of the sky. They're going to prevent a lot of that oil from coming out through Persian Gulf, Suez Canal way. They're going to hit that immediately. Your oil and gas, $300 a gallon. You're not going to be able to even get gas. You're going to have I'm telling you, it'd be bad. It'd be real bad. It'd be like that movie with Obama. Remember that movie on Netflix where they're talking about what could happen at the end of the world, some kind of doomsday scenario? It'd be like that. It'd be just like that. And y'all gonna be like, what is this? I'm ready though. I'm kind of a prepper anyway, so I'm prepared for whatever happens. But again, I don't think we're gonna have to go down that route. So I don't want anybody to be afraid. But what I will say is if you have the ability to reach out to your people in Congress, your local reps, whatever, tell them that you don't want this kind of thing to go down. Yeah, tell them that. That'd be my advice to y'all. But shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all. Say they treat women terrible in Iran. Well, that's their culture. That's that Islamic culture. You know, put on the hijab, all of that, the beekeeper outfit is what they do. And it wasn't like that prior to like the 70s when they had the revolution. But that's a very complicated history. So that's a story for a different video. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff that'll help me out tremendously. Hub Alone says, the Shah of Iran was liberating people. My college was full of hip Iranian students, no dress codes. Then I saw the Shah's house burned down in Beverly Hills. Wow. Yeah, man, it's something. It is something. What I'm glad they didn't do, is hit Ayatollah Khamenei. That would have been real bad. If Kamala, I tell you what, here's something else though. I'm glad Kamala is not in office. Can you imagine? Can you imagine Kamala Harris dealing with this, dealing with conflicts in Iran and Israel, Taiwan, Ukraine, Russia? Can you imagine her dealing with that kind of issue? What if she's on the phone, on the red phone, and they say, hey, we got the Ayatollah in our sights? She would have said, do it. Hey, go ahead, do that. Whatever her aides will tell her, that's what she'll say. We got the Ayatollah in our sights. Yay or nay. Go ahead and do that. That would have been real bad. That would have been terrible. So yeah, that's one thing we could be thankful for, is that we don't have Kamala Harris in office. That would have been a disaster. 100%. All right. Yeah, that was... See, and the Democrats, I don't know. They're playing the weird game. I'm glad that she wasn't. I'm glad they were so incompetent to select her to be the vice president, because obviously she was going to be the one that ran rather than Joe, because Joe's 1,000 years old when he got elected the first time. So we all knew it was going to be her to try to run this time. And if it was Joe, he's 100 million years old. If it was Joe, it would have been bad, because this dude got cancer, all kind of stuff. He's sick and old. He can't do nothing. And Kamala's incompetent. So they would have been messed up either way. I'm glad we got who we got rather than the other people. Simple as that. All right. Let me see. Monet says, why are we talking about someone who's not in office? Well, I'm saying I'm glad we don't have them, because if we did have them, then they would have hit the Ayatollah Khamenei where Trump said, don't do it. We would have been in the worst situation. That's what I'm saying. Also, I'm glad we got Trump in office, because what was it, like 64,000 undocumented illegal aliens or whatever that came into the country in 1 month. Let me just show you the graphic right quick, and then I'm gonna get to some pre-show, and then we get into some videos. But look, hold on. So here's a number. And this is to my friend Monet. I'm going to tell you why I was talking about the previous people. Look, under Joe Biden, May 2024, 62,000 plus illegal migrants released into the USA. Just in May of 2024, 62,000 illegal aliens released into the US of A. May 2025, zero. And we got deportations. You know, the left are crying about deportations. You got people on TV crying, carrying on. Oh, don't deport me. All this, that, and the third. The funny part is the people who say that Trump is a dictator and the funny mustache guy and he hates brown people, all this and that, and the third. The brown person we had for the president for 2 terms, Mr. Barack Obama, he deported many more than Trump could ever dream of. And as of right now, he's on pace, Donald Trump, to deport fewer migrants than Barack Obama. So a lot of what you see on the media is just them trying to blow it up. It's just them blowing up. Let me show you an example of what the media does to just exaggerate and or blow stories up to a place where it really shouldn't be. Okay, I'm going to show you an example of a misleading headline or kind of a gaslighting headline, if I can find it right quick. But they do that kind of thing all of the time, and it's not really a surprise. But yeah, shout out to Obama for being the deporter in chief. It was fine when he did it. It was totally fine when he did it. It wasn't really a problem. But now that Trump's doing it, it's all of a sudden a problem. Typical hypocrisy. I can't even find that video, but I'm gonna find it. Matter of fact, hold on. Now I gotta find it. But it was okay. It was okay. People like Hillary Clinton and everybody talking about we got to deport people. They're talking about building the wall, all that kind of stuff back then. But now all of a sudden it's a bad thing. Now it's somehow something that shouldn't be done. And if you want to do it, then you're somehow racist and whatnot. It's weird. It's totally weird. Oh, here it go. This is what I wanted to show. Here it goes. All right. So hold on. You see what it says right here. Trump admin will shut down the LGBTQ elemental P X, Y, and Z services on the 988 self-deletion prevention hotline in 30 days. Now, when you read this headline, you might think that they're no longer going to serve the LGBT people. That's not true. What's happening is in 2022, they added an option to hit a specific number when you call the line. Like, you go to an extension. Okay, you call the 800 number and you dial 1 for this, 2. So if you dial 3 after dialing the number, then you would get connected to an LGBT person to help you with your situation. But now that number won't be there, and you can still call the number if you're LGBT and they're going to assist you. But the way they're making it seem is like they're no longer going to assist you if you're LGBT. That's not what they're saying at all. And if you have a certain level of education as far as knowing how the media operates, then you'd be able to see through that. But if you don't really know that and you're just looking at it as a regular person, you're going to think exactly what I said. That's how the media operates. That's why they suck. They're terrible. I hate them. They do good work as far as investigative journalism, being able to get down to the nitty gritty. They have resources to be able to find facts and get down to the core of a particular issue, to unveil certain things, but they also present facts with a certain spin that fits a narrative to appease whoever is funding them. So it's a double-edged sword with the mainstream media. You can't live with them and you can't live without them. But stuff like that, that's why I exist, to put it in proper context, to let everybody know what's really going on. All right, simple as that. And you know what? Here's something else. There's so many comments up under that. My thing is, okay, are we now admitting that if you're LGBTQ element of P, that there's something wrong upstairs? Are we now going to admit that some of these 75, not 75, it's a little bit too old. Are we going to admit that some of these 35-year-old adult male Disney people wearing dresses at Disney World got a problem upstairs, rather than trying to call him sir or ma'am, not calling them sir? Are we going to admit that the guy from GameStop, it's ma'am? Are we going to admit that this guy's just a lunatic and he's crazy, rather than trying to affirm his mental condition? Because clearly, if y'all are calling the hotline so much, they got a whole different category for you. It's a lot of y'all that just dealing with mental problems that are going unchecked, and you force us to play into your mental issues. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it at all. But anyway, shout out to you guys. Before I get to some videos, let me just shout out my sponsors. Of course, y'all know how I do. Shout out to patriotpost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on these interwebs. Their link will be in the description as always. Also, please go to patriotpost.us in your browser. Tell them that ABL sent you. Also, please go to the merch website, ablmerch.com. That is ablmerch.com. We get the hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more right there on the website, ablmerch.com. Also, please go to my regular website, anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY. The letter B, LOGAN.com. Go to the front page of the website. You'll be able to find articles for each video that I produce. And in each article, you got sources from the left, from the right, from the center, from the politically agnostic, from Democrat, Republican, local, national, international, whatever you want. I got it right there on the front page of the website, anthonyblogan.com. Also, please go to the contact page of the website, anthonyblogan.com/contact-us. There you'll be able to find my email address, my email address, my UPS box, of course, my social media accounts, my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, never going to call it X, TikTok, which I hate. All those links will be right there on the contact page of the website, anthonyblogan.com/contact-us. And the reason why I hate TikTok, brain rot. If you watch TikTok a lot, shout out to you. Hopefully you're able to disassociate away from it, because people talking about, like, it's like TikTok language. I got unalived YT people. What are we talking about? It's like TikTok is a way for the CCP to change the way we behave as Americans, in my humble opinion. They just let certain things get through. They give us slop, and then as a result, we are focused on the slop. I think that if you have a social media company in the USA and you have any kind of responsibility, any kind of ethics to you as a company, you have the responsibility to give your audience constructive content to a certain point, rather than destructive content just to make money. It needs to be a balance. Let's get some good quality content in there that's not just slop. Also, let's make some money. It can't just be garbage all the time. It's got to be a mix of both, because some of what I see, some of these clips I see on the interwebs are just completely ridiculous, brainless garbage. And that is not how you build up a nation. But this is why they're trying to keep sell TikTok. They keep trying to sell it. They keep trying to force them to sell. And by the way, there was a 90-day deadline for TikTok to be sold, but now there's a new 90-day deadline. I don't think they're going to be able to force TikTok to sell because it's too late. That should have happened right when it came out. There should have been regulation on TikTok before it came out. It's the same thing with these Chinese cars. Oh, they got some really nice cars for the low, like $19,000 old school prices for brand new cars. Now, they're probably not the best quality. Remember when Kia first came out, even now to a certain extent, but when Kia first came out, it was kind of raggedy. It's like, oh, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this, but they've improved. And now people want the Kia Stingray, stuff like this. I would not advise you bring a Kia or a Honda to Atlanta, Georgia. They will steal that immediately. Hey, leave a Kia, like kind of older Kia, you ain't get the update or whatever. Leave one of them in Midtown for 5 minutes. It don't matter if it's daytime, nighttime, noontime, rain time, snow time, hot time. They're going to take that car immediately, ASAP, with an iPhone charger, unless they done already patched it in the older cars too. But aside from that, they're decent cars now. And Chinese cars are just the same way, very cheap. That's why we put a tariff on them to prevent them from dumping them on us. Because if they put Chinese cars out there, they might not be the best. But if you can get a car for like $15,000, $18,000 versus what we paying over here, what, $40,000 for a Toyota Corolla or something crazy like that. If you could pick between the two, which one would you pick if you're dealing with a small amount of money? The money that we make over here as a salary is kind of low. China, Russia, people like that, they might make $1,000 a month. If you make $1,000 a month over in China and Russia, you're rich. If you make $1,000 a month over in China and Russia, you're doing well for yourself. You're doing very well for yourself. Over here, you're gonna be homeless. All right, so yeah, the Kia boys, that's right. Skit. So them Kia boys will get you. And the reason why, Cat Ferris, is because there was a glitch. I think that it got patched, or maybe it didn't. And maybe they can't patch some vehicles, but there was a glitch to where you can start it with an iPhone charger. And TikTok, again, they had videos on TikTok showing how to do it, a step-by-step process. It was boys breaking in the car, stealing it, and showing the whole process. So that became a trend. It became very popular. Busting the window or just opening the door and stealing the Kia and the Honda because of that iPhone charger glitch. So, yeah, it's just the kind of thing you do with when you're kind of a newer company, or you're dealing with less expensive cars, not made really in America. You know, like foreign companies, they don't really understand. So, yeah. But shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all for rocking out with me. We got a lot to go through here. First, we still got protests. Now, look, I'm going to LA over the weekend. This right here is in San Diego. Now, y'all keep telling me, hey, ABL, come to San Diego. I hope that when I go to San Diego, all this right here is cleaned up. Hey, get that cleaned up. Get them up out of the way. Because I might want to go down the beach. I might want to enjoy myself. A little bit of sun and fun. Southern California, it never rains. I might want to go do that. But if that's going on, I'm not going to be able to. ICE protests in San Diego. Now, it ain't no sound for real. It's just a helicopter over top. But you can see just how crowded it is. I think I already showed that before. I've already seen this one, but I've not seen the other one. I didn't see this angle right here, but I've already seen this angle. So all these people, man, clean that up. Clean that up. Have you guys cleaned it up yet in San Diego? Hopefully you have, because I'm seeing some of the same stuff all over that particular part of the world. Now, what's going to happen? Hold on. What's going to happen is, in a lot of these so-called protests, people are going to want to get a little bit too big for their britches. They want to get a little bit too big for their britches, and they're going to try to assault police. They're going to try to assault any kind of security force that's out there, and they're going to find out that it's not really going to work too well. I did see the video of the young lady who got hit by the vehicle. I can't play that on YouTube, but she was all right. She got hit and popped right back up. She was okay. But people talking about, oh, it's so bad that she got hit by the car. Matter of fact, hold on. I am going to show it, but I ain't going to show it, if you understand what I'm saying. What I'm going to do, I'm going to show it, but I'm not going to show her getting hit by the vehicle. But it wasn't bad, though. Like, if you see it at first, it's like, it looks kind of bad. But then when she realized she was able to kind of get back up again, she was all right. Yeah, she was all right. It didn't really, I thought maybe she might have lost her leg. But nah, she was cool. She was kind of a big back, so she had that kind of tank defense. She might have lost a couple of HP, but she was right back in the game. Okay, so let's just check this out. Can we get some sound? Hold on. They go Twitter with the video messing up. All right, here we go. Let me stop it right here. Let me get a little bit of sound. You can see her right there on top of the hood. Now, this is where things kind of went, it took a turn for the worse, okay? So you can see right here, her foot got caught up under her, and then she got mowed down by the vehicle, okay? Now, you can see everybody just around her. World Star, back in the day, in my day, it might have been the flip phone, Motorola Razr. World Star, taking the picture, recording the video, a selfie. Now you got videographers. You got whole cameras, whole rigs out there. Is it a documentary? Will I see this on TV in a year on ABC or something like this? Okay, what are they going to say? Trump's disastrous presidency, part 2. People are being hit by cars and nearly killed in the streets of California. Am I going to see that on TV in a year? Anyway, so they got their phones out. And see, look, she all right. She on the ground, and then boom. That's her right there on the far right. So she's cool. She all right. Like, she didn't die. She didn't, it ain't no gruesome injury. It ain't Heather Heyer, Charlottesville. It ain't that. So, yeah, shout out to the tank, the big back energy, and shout out to my man driving the vehicle, whoever that was, for not putting the pedal to the metal. He didn't hit the pedal to the metal. He kind of just, gave her a nice little touch-up. A nice little touch-up, nothing major, a little bit of road rash, and she's okay. And you know what? It's important for videos like that to exist because, look, why are you blocking my car? Why are you blocking my car? I understand you got to protest. You have the right to protest, but you don't got the right to falsely imprison me. Your rights end where my rights begin. Meaning, if you do something to me that's infringing upon my rights, your rights end right there because you don't have the right to infringe upon mine specifically. That ain't the same thing as saying something that you are offended by. Okay, you're LGBTQ elemental P, and I call you a fairy or something like that. Okay, you can't get mad at me and say I violated your rights for calling you a fairy. I can say the word fairy. I didn't even cuss at you. Like, even if I did, that's still within my right. But if I assault you, I put my hands on you, I'm blocking you from being able to go, I falsely imprison you, I'm in the wrong. You can't do stuff like that, period. And if you do that, then the wheels on the Ford Taurus go round and round. The wheels on the Kia Stinger go round and round. Anyway, now, if you want to assault cops and stuff like this, it's the same thing. And it don't matter what color you are. You could be black, white, Puerto Rican, the candy stripe. You got to behave properly. My man right here is trying to assault some cops with their full riot gear on, shields, and everything else. What do you think will happen? Let's check it out.
Oh, come on. Hey!
Hey man, look, I don't know. You probably been drinking because what's up with your balance? And you're kind of like slurring your words. Look at where you're walking. You probably been drinking. So more of the story is if you have civil unrest happening in your city, in your state, anywhere near where you are, or it could break out, you don't want to be at a bar 15 Guinness beers deep, stumbling and fumbling, trying to pick a fight with riot cops. You don't want to do that because check it out. What's going to happen? That will be your fate. So yeah, get it together, bro. Get it together. Now we got a No Kings protest in Philly. These No Kings protests are the funniest thing I've seen in many years. The funniest thing I've seen in years. You're talking about Woodstock with AARP, Woodstock with retirement homes in Florida. Okay, and we just traveled to Philadelphia to do this protest. All right, me and Jennifer are bored. We're gonna leave Outer Banks, North Carolina. We're gonna leave Sunrise City, Florida, wherever you at. We're gonna leave there and go to Philly to do the so-called protest, like back in the MLK days. Okay, we're gonna relive the old school Bernie Sanders days, civil rights movement. Let's watch some of this.
I'm just so scared. I'm 74 years old. I worry about everything, and I just am so scared and upset, and I don't understand why people did and voted for this person.
You know what? Can I say something right quick? I have a heart. I feel bad for this lady. I really do. This is MS-13 DNC. This is her watching CNN. This is her just being fear monger to every day. She on her couch with the plastic on it while she's crocheting some socks for her grandbaby. And then on MSNBC, they say, oh, the sky's falling. Orange man bad. He hates black people. He hates the gays. He hates everybody. And if he's the president, no more SSI checks. They're scaring this lady to death. And now she out here crying, carrying on. It's a shame. It is a shame. So look, to all the mammas out there, it's going to be okay. I promise. All right. Don't listen to MSNBC. Do not listen to the scary white man on TV or the scary black man or whatever they got going on in MSNBC. Do not pay them any mind. It's going to be okay. I promise. All right. So yeah, shout out. Hey, shout out Mama. Shout out Mama. It's going to be okay. Don't watch no more TV. Hey, grandson, if you're listening to me, go to your grandma's house and take the TV away. Or at least put something else on. Matter of fact, how about this, grandson? When you're over Mama's house, have her watch this show right now with us and see if she doesn't feel better. All right? That's what I would advise you do. Now, my man right here got a rude awakening. Not a rude awakening. He got a rude reception from the crowd because of what he's wearing. Okay. The MAGA hat. Yeah, they don't like the MAGA hat out there at the No Kings protest. And I'm not sure where this is. I don't know what building it is in the background. You got some vasos stacked like Jenga or something like this. I don't know where that's at. But let's watch this. So yeah, Mr. Green Hair right here, he's not very happy. Okay, that's not a very nice gesture, Mr. Green Hair. Not very nice at all. So yeah, I think at a certain point, people are just bored. They want something to do because what are we even trying to accomplish with a protest like this? Now, I don't know where he's at right here. This could be Nashville. It looks like Nashville, but I don't really know where this is. If y'all know where this is, y'all let me know. So you got some kind of police interaction, some kind of street being blocked off, and the guy doesn't want to listen. He's just doing whatever he wants to do. And again, you have to be able to follow rules. Did you guys see my video where I got pulled over by the police? So if you guys didn't see my video, I got pulled by the cops. out here where I live, North Georgia. I'm going to just tell you rather than showing my own video. So this was yesterday when this happened? It was Monday. It was Monday when this happened. So yeah, I'm near my house because I live in Tennessee, but I also live close to Georgia. I'm like a few minutes away. So I'm near my house. Now there's a street where you go 55 on most of the street, and really people go 65 on there. It's kind of like a highway a little bit, a little 2-lane highway, a 2-lane country road that's used as like a main artery for, like a little country space. Anyway, so at 55 for most of the actual road until you get to the end of it where it's a turn, it goes 55, 45 to 35 within like half a mile to a mile. So kind of a short distance. Anyway, I'm driving as normal. I'm kind of going slow. I didn't really adjust my speed. I was going below the speed limit at first, but then as I got past the new speed sign, now I'm speeding. Anyway, the cop is facing me. So I'm coming this way. The cop is this way. And I'm coming this way. I see the cop right there. I'm like, uh-oh. I didn't want to put my brake on because he going to see the brake light and pull me anyway. So I took my foot off the gas. I was like 51 miles per hour. So he hits the lights. I already know what time it is. And like I said in my video, I'm already ready. When I was like, when I first started driving, right around then, I might have been in my early 20s. So I've been driving for a while, but my dad told me, hey, go to this guy. He's an insurance broker with X, Y, and Z company. He'll get you a good rate. So I go to meet with the guy in his office out there in Virginia, in Portsmouth, and he's telling me about certain things about the insurance or whatever. And what he did was he gave me this clear slip, like a clear slip, maybe like, what was it? Maybe about 3 by 11 clear slip where I could put registration, insurance document, and my license when I need to. So when I get pulled over, when I see the lights pop, open glove box, take the slip out, put the license in there. And once he comes up to the front, I got it right there on the steering wheel. He could see what's going on. I had the portfolio opened or the plastic open, so he's able to see documents right away. So once he sees I'm cool, I got windows down. If it's at night, I turn my lights on, documents right there. If you see all that, he's going to be cool right away. So I know I'll probably get a warning, or if I get a ticket, it's fine as long as I had a good traffic stop. And I was speeding, so I expected to get a ticket. But anyway, so he comes up to the window. He sees everything. White cop, like 55 years old or so. I could tell by looking at him when he came up, he was cool. I could tell that right away. He looked kind of like he was trying to be nice. So I knew automatically, oh, it's going to be cool. I'm cool. I'm not trying to buck on them. I'm not trying to be one of these auditors. Let me talk supervisor. The people I hate the most are the guys that go on the internet with their window cracked about 1 inch. Okay, 1 inch with the work right there. License on the, oh, I'm not opening my window. I'm not opening my car door. I'm not rolling down my window. Dumb. All you got to do is give him your paperwork, sit there for 5 minutes, get a warning or a ticket, and go about your day. That's it. That's all you got to do. Why make it so difficult? Why put yourself in danger? Why do stuff like this? Why resist the police? Why? They got a job to do. Let them do their job. People that want to harass police on traffic stops, I hate. Just like if you are in a restaurant and you want to harass the wait staff or you want to treat them poorly, for what? They're at work. Let people at work do their job. Okay, I'm that kind of guy. All right, you're at Walmart, right? You see a guy with the carts pulling them in. You're not going to get in the way or try to interfere with that. Get out the way. Let them do their job. Cop pull you over. Have everything ready. Yes or no, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. And I promise 99.999 times out of 100, it'll be just fine. Some of y'all, not y'all, but some people want to act like they want to be in charge and be in control. And for what? I don't know about y'all, but I love my life. I love my life. I ain't trying to lose it over a warning or $100 for a speeding ticket. But anyway, let's see my man right here do the exact wrong thing by not allowing the cops to do their job. Check it out.
You don't have to keep asking questions. You can't ask me why.
You told us to go that way or that way. That's your only two options. Next one, you're going to jail.
Because I told you. That's why. I'm in charge.
There you go, buddy.
See what I'm talking about? I mean, listen, all you got to do is just comply with these orders. But when you don't, then you get hemmed up. People can say, oh, they violated my rights. Well, look, check it out. They can violate your rights and then you dead. So then can you go to court at that point? Can you go to court at that point? I don't know, man. I try to use my brain and just do things the right way. And it's to the point where the last time I had a speeding ticket, I was a teenager. The last ticket I got was because I had an expired tag. I had expired tag when I was like probably about 25, 26. But before then, I might have been 17, 18. I was in high school for my last speeding ticket. And I'm 40, I'll be 41 in September. I've not been pulled over since being in my 20s. Because I don't drive crazy. I don't drive reckless. I give everybody space. I don't tailgate. I don't get road rage. Now, my man right here, road rage, I think this guy's beyond road rage. Okay? I think he's beyond road rage.
What's my crime?
I need you to step out of the vehicle, sir.
What's my crime?
Sir,
What's my crime? What's my crime?
I'm Officer
What's my crime?
Stanley. I need you to...
See, look at this. Window cracked just 1 inch. What's my crime? What's my crime? Bro. And this kind of guy is just a lunatic because you're going to see his vehicle and that'll pretty much tell you all you need to know. All right, hold on. Let me refresh right quick. And if you like what you heard so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff.
What's my crime?
That'll help me out tremendously.
I need you to step out of the vehicle, sir.
What's my crime?
Sir, I'm
What's my crime?
I'm
What's
Officer...
my crime?
I'm Officer
What's my crime?
Stanley. I need you to... Hey, get the window breaker.
Where you got it at?
Let me... Here, you want to just keep an eye? So he didn't run us over?
I'm 27, we're probably about to break the window. Sean, open the door now.
We're going to try to talk him out of the car.
He's very escalated.
I understand.
Yeah, this right here is definitely Florida Man. This is the Florida Man final boss version. Okay. We got to extract this tweaker out of this vehicle.
What's my crime?
Resisting.
I'm not resisting.
Yet, then open the door now.
No, I'm not.
If we have to break this window, you're going to jail. Get out of the car now.
Sir,
I'm going to jail.
is there...
Man, look, if I was a cop, I would have already busted the window. Like, all this going back and forth, all this squabbling, anybody got time for that, man? Get out the car right now, or we're going to bust you out. Simple as that.
Sir, you are now resisting a law enforcement officer.
I'm not broken a law.
Is there anything I can say that would get you to get out of this car?
What is my crime?
Is there anything I can say that would get you to get out of this car, sir? Will you just punch it?
Yep.
I'm going to break the window in 6 seconds. 5, 4... He won't get out. We've given him lawful multiple orders.
This is the Signal 20 guy from earlier. From down on South 2nd that we did a well-being check on her and him.
He was the passenger.
Now, I'm gonna go ahead a little bit here because it's kind of a long video. But look, you can see in the bottom of this, you can see there's like scrawlings on the car. And it's all kind of just random stuff on it. And that right there is a sign of a madman. You can see it right here too. Never give up. I guess he's sticking true to what he put on his vehicle right there. But guys that do stuff like that I don't understand. And look, now they busted your window out. See, look, anybody got time for all that, man? Now they gotta drag you out. They're busting your window. You gotta call Safe Light. You gotta call bail bondsman for what? If you would have just complied, you probably would be okay. But again, a guy like that is crazy anyway. So if you are the kind of person to be on the side of the road squabbling with the cops, I think you're the exact same way. Now, speaking about crazy people, these are the kind of individuals going to these No Kings protests. Okay. There's some interesting scenery in the background in this video. Y'all please pay attention.
My husband and my son, my 7-year-old son, just walked out the door to go to a No Kings protest. And I'm staying home because my other son does not feel well. And as they were walking out the door, I said, "Thank you for being so brave and going and doing this." And my son looked at me and said, "Will it change things?" And I said, "I hope so, buddy. I hope so."
Too much TV. Please turn the television off. Okay, now, did y'all notice what's happening in the background right here? I got a good freeze frame. You can see what's happening in the background. She has fly tape hanging from the ceiling. So that right there tells you everything. I can imagine the condition of that home. I see dishes on the wash in the sink. So that right there tells you if something ain't right, something ain't clicking in the noggin. The gears are not gearing. The gears are not engaging. The transmission is shot. Okay. The engine, the pistons are trying to fire, but the gears ain't engaging. So it ain't no movement. You understand what I'm saying? That's kind of what's going on. So those are the kind of individuals that go to these protests. You're wondering who's there? Why are they there? There it is. And this right here is a prime example of what I'm talking about. The Trump derangement syndrome, they call it something else, okay? They call it something else. So my man right here is going to interact with this stand. It says, what's that? Trump-induced anxiety. All right. And then it says free in desperate times. Normally it's X amount of cents, but it's free in desperate times. So this is going to be a way to release your Trump-induced anxiety, aka Trump derangement syndrome. Y'all ready?
Yeah. We were just talking about this morning.
No! Don't! Bad boy! Bad! No!
Very good. You feel better?
I feel great, man.
All right, there we go. So that right there says it all. That says it all. People are not right. And that's, again, driven by the media. MS-13 DNC, ABC, all the alphabet letter outlets, making these people go crazy because they keep feeding them this anti-Trump rhetoric 24/7 to the point where he wants to crash out with a baby doll. I ain't never seen a grown man bash a baby doll. I never seen that before in my life. But hey, you know what? I'm seeing all types of unprecedented things, all types of crazy things. It's to the point where I'm not surprised anymore. A grown man slamming the baby doll because he don't like Donald Trump. And you know what? If they were to charge to do that, they probably could make some money right there. Only in America. Only in America. So yeah, to all the grown men out there, playing with baby dolls might not be a good idea. Now, the Transformers in bathrooms. This is exactly why I say they shouldn't be there. Hey, if you're a Transformer, shout out to you, bro. You know, do your thing, knock yourself out. That's fine. But didn't I tell you earlier, your rights end where my rights begin, meaning you cannot impose your quote unquote rights onto me. If you do, that's not how that works. You could do what you do to yourself and to those who consent to have things done to them by you. But you can't do things to me. I don't consent. I don't consent to this. I don't consent to this guy right here. I don't consent to this truck driving looking dude trying to call himself transgender going in the girl's bathroom. Look at my man right here. Okay, Bob the truck driver, Bob the mechanic. trying to call himself transgender.
No, they're not, dude.
Hey, I'm leaving, so you'll have Corey.
If you want to practice your transition, you don't do it at a young kid's softball field. I don't love it.
So look, now, I hate to expose your virgin eyes to what's going on, but when people say, oh, ABL, don't mind transgender people, you're not even going to be able to tell, they're going to look like Blair White. He looking like Hank Hill, not Blair White. And even if it was Blair White, so what? Blair White ain't no different than Hank Hill. Some of y'all like the way Blair White look. But Hank Hill, Bobby, the whole crew will be in the bathroom looking like this. Just like that. That's what they're going to be. And anybody with a brain could have seen that from the beginning. From the beginning. And the funniest part is a lot of people who support the Transformers will be shocked when Hank Hill has transitioned and is right next to them in the bathroom. Ain't no more propane and propane accessories. My man got a bikini top on and some regular basketball shorts on the bottom. That's what's going on. So yeah, shout out to Hank. Hey, Hank Hill, bro, get it together. A Disney adult. These kind of guys, BA, and hey, trigger warning. It ain't nothing crazy. It ain't nothing, no inappropriate clothing, but it's a little bit disturbing. Okay. It's a teeny bit disturbing. And if I go to Disney and I see this kind of stuff, I'm going to immediately leave. If I'm with my family or something like this, we go to Disney and I see, hold on, you ready? Trigger warning. If I see this character in my face at Disney, I'm leaving.
Hello. I'm at Disney. I've been wanting to twirl all day, so I'm gonna twirl now.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? You see? See, look, see. Bro. I don't have no words, for real. Y'all got it. Don't worry about it. Y'all got it. Anybody who says that the Transformers is all right when it be, here you go. Exhibit A. Exhibit A. If I see that character in Disney, I'm out. I am out. How about y'all? Hey, if you go to Disney and you see that, what are you going to do? Are y'all going to hang around? What if he's like one of the people that are in the gift shop working? What y'all going to do? Hey, man, it's a crazy world. It is a crazy, crazy world. Yeah, but shout out to you guys. Oh, I got one more of those. One more thing like that, and then I'm done, I promise. Now, this is in Oregon. A drag performance in front of, I guess, local government. Now, here's my guess. The reason they said they did this is because, and a matter of fact, I'm going to just play it in the background because there's music. The reason they said they did this is because there was some kind of recognition of Black trans culture in Oregon. Okay. So they decided to put this little routine on. And hold on, it's music. I'll play a little bit of it so you see what's happening. Okay. So they say they're recognizing Black trans people of Oregon. You know what I think? I think people in this room enjoy that kind of entertainment. When they go home, that's what they do. They're looking at this big dude down here looking like Ving Rhames and Baby Boy or Pulp Fiction, okay? They're looking at this dude dance on their phone at home. So then they get a thrill when they're able to do it in public and say, oh, we're just trying to help the Blacks and the LGBTs. Nah, y'all like that. The people that are watching this, like my man right here, hold on. Watch this. My man right here, probably the main one that like it. You see him trying to look over in the corner like this. Bro, if you truly did not like what you're seeing, it wouldn't happen. You wouldn't even let it happen. You trying to like look away. Nah, you like Irvin Magic Johnson's son. You like Big Worm from Friday. You like that. So I'm convinced. Listen, I'm convinced whenever you see stuff like that in government, it's because they want it to be there. Not because they trying to recognize anybody. It's because they really enjoy that. That's just what they into in general. They're weird. But anyway, I digress. That's enough of that. Now, here's my man out here in Florida, Orlando, Florida, Democratic House rep. He's letting the cat out the bag as it relates to the migrant crisis. All righty, let's go ahead and check it out. And what's his name? His name is Maxwell Frost from Orlando, Florida, talking about the migrant crisis and the real end game. Check it out.
To my Republican colleagues who say, I don't want any undocumented people in this country, I actually agree with you. So let's document every single one of them with a speedy path to citizenship. That's how we fix this problem. And to my Republican colleagues...
So he's telling you right here, what we want is amnesty. Just, no border, no USA, come one, come all. Guys like this just want their slaves. He would have been one of the people on the plantation talking about, hey, man, don't go nowhere. Stay right here. Harriet Tubman, she's a spy. Don't let her come get you. Stay right here on the plantation. That's him right there. Funny jaw looking dude. But this is the end goal, to keep them right where they are. And some on the left think it's a good thing because, they're immigrants and we shouldn't be against the immigrants. Ain't nobody against immigrants. We're against illegal aliens just pouring into the country. Can we get some people that are vetted? You letting every time they can hear you come across. You getting human trafficking of minors, of adults. You're getting drugs, fentanyl pouring across for next to no money, destroying the country with this addiction crisis. You got guns coming across. You got all kind of negative things coming across, and you want to legalize that? Why? They'll say it's just about trying to protect the immigrants. They'll say, they give so much in tax money. Okay. Well, if they got so much money and they give so much money, why not just have them go through the legal process? Why not? I don't understand. Go through the legal process. You got all kind of visas, H-1B, C-3PO, all the visas, all the programs. There's all kind of pathways to become a citizen, but they choose to not follow the legal ones and come here illegally. Why should it be a reward? Why should it be a reward? I don't understand. And again, this guy's name is Maxwell Frost, looking like Alvin the Chipmunk. Okay, talking about let's let them all be here legally, grant them citizenship. I think not. You don't get rewarded for illegal behavior. If you want to come here, totally fine. Do it the right way. That's just what it is. Now, I got to show you the view a little bit, and I apologize for this, but I'm going to show it a little bit. Whoopi Goldberg. Okay, Whoopi Goldberg says being a migrant is like being black in America. Or, hold on. I got to make sure I'm saying the right thing. Being black in America is the same as being gay or a woman in Iran. All right, let's see some of this.
Just remember, too, the Iranians literally throw gay people off of buildings. They don't adhere to basic human rights.
Listen, here's the thing. Let's not do that, because if we start with that, we have been known in this country to tie gay folks to the car.
Look, ain't nobody getting thrown from there's nobody getting thrown from a tall building for being gay in the USA. That just ain't happening. Ain't nobody, I've never heard that. Like, tell me the last time you heard about somebody getting tossed from the Empire State Building because they're gay. That does not happen in America.
The Iranian regime is today in 2025. There's nothing
used
compared
to
to the
just
United
keep
States.
hanging black people. So
it is not even.
Now, the lynching. Let's talk about it. Matter of fact, Whoopi, you know what? I'm glad you said they used to hang black people in this country. I'm glad you brought that up. Let's talk about it for real. Okay. According to Tuskegee Institute, a black college, between 1865 and 1965, there were 3,500 lynchings of blacks. Again, 3,500 lynchings of blacks. Now, it doesn't even say who did it. It doesn't say it was a Klan, if it was a random white person, a lynch from a random white people, if it was a black person, because during that same time, 1,700 whites were lynched in the same period of time. But again, for 100 years, from the 1800s to the 1900s, 3,500 lynched. Now, a little bit of quick math. That's 35 per year. How many do we get in the weekend in the USA today of black on black? Just in one weekend. Take Memphis, Chicago, LA, New York. Put them together. How many in the weekend? 35 a year? Why even bring that up? Why bring that's nothing. That is absolutely nothing. Here's something else, Whoopi Goldberg. Can I say this? Can I say what I got to say without being canceled? Let me just say this. A lot of the time, not all, not even the majority, I ain't going to say. Let's say a coin toss, 50-50. A lot of the times when somebody got lynched, whether they be black or white, they did something wrong. Yes, they did. So it's not just this whole thing of the black man couldn't do anything. He kept getting lynched wherever he went. It wasn't like that. It's like that more now among ourselves, more than it was back then with the white man. You understand? But let's just see some more of this.
In the same, I couldn't step foot during this.
Wait. That's not what you mean to say. It is the same.
No, it's not. The year 2025 in the United States is nothing like if I step foot wearing this outfit in Toronto.
Killed for I'm sorry.
Well, they wear like listen, no, I can't have my hair showing. I can't wear a skirt. I can't have my arms out.
I'm telling you,
I literally said it was up to the Iranian people.
Okay, as a black woman, let's get into it. Whoopi Goldberg. Hey, I thought your name was Karen Johnson. So Whoopi, what kind of black name is that? But I don't want to get too deep into that.
Yes,
it is up to them.
And that's why I am saying that it is the same. Murdering someone for their difference is not good. Whoever does it. It's not good.
Okay, that's enough of that. I've had enough. I've had enough. But yeah, Whoopi Goldberg trying to compare blacks to the LGBTs and women in Iran. No. Let's not do that. And I hate the whole LGBT comparison because what happens is we get lumped into the LGBT. Okay, if you're a non-white, then you're the same as LGBT. No, I'm not. We do not have the same, we don't have the same thought process. Like, we're not, whatever you do in your bedroom is just whatever you do in your bedroom. That's it. It has nothing to do with nothing else. Nothing to do with no race, nothing to do with no history or nothing. But that's what they got to do over in The View. Just push that out there. One more from The View, I promise, and I'm done. It's Arnold talking about immigration. Now, I'm not an Arnold fan necessarily because wasn't he somebody talking about get the vaccination? Wasn't he that kind of guy that said get vax and stay locked down? Wasn't that him? So I'm not really an Arnold fan, but if you're right, and I give you your credit. Right here, he was correct as far as the whole immigration piece. As you all know, Arnold, the governor, is from Austria originally and came to the USA when he was young, became a big movie star, and then the governor of California. Let's watch some of this.
If you are an immigrant, you're an immigrant in this country. Yeah. Did you have a visceral reaction to what they're doing, what ICE is doing when you see the videos of it?
Well, I tell you, you said that the immigrant, I'm so proud and happy that I was embraced by the American people like that. I mean, imagine they came over here with the age of 21, with absolutely nothing. And then to create a career like that. I mean, in no other country in the world could you do that. Yeah. Every single thing, if it's my bodybuilding career, if it's my acting career, becoming governor, the beautiful family that I've created, all of this is because of America.
That's true.
And so this is why I'm so happy to see firsthand that this is the greatest country in the world, and this is the land of opportunity.
Now, she is not very happy at that answer, although it was a great answer.
And I think because I'm such a proud American and a proud immigrant that came to America, I was asked to do, on July 4th, a big speech, the keynote speech at Mount Vernon, where George Washington was laid to rest, and where he lived and all that, to celebrate the 250th anniversary of America, the existence of America. And I will be doing the speech that they asked me because I'm an immigrant, and there will be 7,000 some people there, and there will be people that will be sworn in and will become citizens that day.
That's great.
So it's really a great, great celebration. And this is what this is all about, is to celebrate people becoming Americans and coming to America and all that. And so I just think the world of the great kind of history that we have with immigrants in America. But the key thing also is at the same time that we got to do things legal. That is the important thing, you know. So you got to do things legal, and those people that are doing illegal things in America and that are foreigners, they are not smart. Because when you come to America, you're a guest.
You are a guest, 100% correct.
And you have to behave like a guest. Like when I go to someone's house and I'm a guest, then I will do everything I can to keep things clean and to make my bed and to do everything that...
Don't touch me, Sunday hosting.
It's the right thing to do rather than committing a crime or being abusive or something like that. So that doesn't really work in this country. So I think the important thing is when you become an immigrant to think about, okay, I go to America because I want to use America for the great opportunities that America has in education, in jobs, creating a family, all of those kind of things. Then you have to think about, okay, if I get all of those things from America, then I have to give something back. You have a responsibility as an immigrant to give back to America and to pay back to America and to go and do something for your community for no money whatsoever. Give something back to after-school programs, Special Olympics, or whatever it is. Make this country a better place.
Right on. So shout out to Arnold, the governor. That's right on point. Like I say, some things said before about, look, I might not always agree with him politically, but right there, he was right on point. Right on point. And if all people coming to this country had that attitude, it wouldn't be no problem. If everybody had that attitude coming here, it wouldn't be a problem. Do things legally, give back. That is a great message, a fantastic message. And I don't think The View were really expecting that to transpire. All righty. Now, look, I have a phone call from the Breakfast Club I got to play because somebody was triggered about one of the hosts calling President Trump the president. Like, I guess maybe if she doesn't call him the president, he's not going to be the president anymore. I don't really know. But let's play some of this.
Hello, who's this?
Sonia.
Hello?
Hello.
Sonia. Good morning.
It's Sonia.
Hey, Sonia, get it off your chest.
I just have a really big problem, I guess I'm still sounding like I'm repeating myself, but Jess keeps calling that orange guy Donald Trump the president, and everybody else on the news channels are just calling him Donald Trump. Like, are y'all proud of him?
Girl, listen. He the president of the United States. It's okay.
He is not the president.
He is. I don't know who he is then. What you think he is?
He's the president.
You know what I mean? It ain't about riding with him. It ain't about none of that. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like,
it isn't what it is. He's told you 2 or 3 times that he's stolen the election. Y'all sound real ignorant.
Baby, you just sound just like you don't want to face reality. He is the president. Have a good day, baby girl. Don't worry about what I call him. He is the president of the United States. If you don't like it, you got to move. You got to just move out the country. I don't like it either, but I'm not running away from the fact that Donald Trump is our president. That's what it is.
Man, she hung up.
I got mad. I got mad and hung up. But look, hey, he's a president. What you want me to do? Not call him the president, not call him what he is. And if you got another news station not calling them President Trump, then they're terrible. They're terrible. And that is what kind of fuels the Trump derangement syndrome. It's little things like that that fuels it.
She'll be all right.
Banged on y'all.
She was so mad. She mad at me.
She was mad at you.
Yeah. Madder at me than the damn president.
She should be mad at Morgan. Morgan's one of those front page.
Exactly. Be mad at Morgan.
Hello.
But yeah, I mean, that's how they be. That's how they are. It's like, why are you getting mad at me? I'm giving you reality. It's the same kind of thing with the Transformers. Hey, Mr. Sir, ready for your prostate exam? It's about that time. You about that age. Oh, don't call me sir. Call me ma'am. I'm looking at Hank Hill in front of me. I'm looking at Forrest Gump in front of me. I'm looking at Tim Allen from Home Improvement in front of me. So what are we talking about exactly? Don't get mad at me for speaking the obvious. But anyway, if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff that'll help me out tremendously. Now, Vance Boelter. What's going on with this guy? This guy is a person who shot the Minneapolis, Minnesota. Well, the Minnesota state reps. Okay, that's him right here. And hold on, let me put it up right quick. This is the guy, Vance Boelter, that they arrested for shooting the Minnesota state reps. And here's where they found him. In this rural kind of area. I think this is out there in, what they said, Green Isle, Belle Isle, or something like this. Make sure I'm saying the right thing. This was over in Green Isle. I guess that's near Minneapolis. But he was on the run for a while. They said that he lived right here with the guy we're going to see in a minute. They said he lived right here, and that's the guy in front of the house. But here he is with his wife and his 5 kids. And that's the house that they wound up trying to find him at. And that's near where he was. The first clip I showed is near this house. So if you live right here and they found you right here, then why did you also live right here with this guy, Mr. Sweaty Man, Papa John's guy? What is this? Did they get their stories wrong? This looks like it's straight from CIA, the federales. Okay, first we're going to have a guy who lives in this random looking house, random kind of humble looking home, inexpensive, with a roommate, not necessarily a guy has a lot of money. But then we see that you got a whole big family, John and Kate plus 8 in this sprawling estate. Bars. Which one is it? I'm trying to figure out. Do y'all know? Let me know in the comments. Which one is it? Was he going through a divorce? What's happening?
Of what is believed to be the suspect in now the shooting deaths of state lawmaker Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband, Mark.
Look at this. Come on. Look at all the acreage. And that's the only house that's right there. And they probably own acres of land. So you got acres of land on the sprawling estate, but I'm to believe you live right here. You got all these 15 kids, okay, looking like a Mormon, you understand? But you, come on. I'm not buying it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what kind of game they're playing, but it's something going on. So what do y'all think? And why is she whispering? Hey, I don't know. These anchors be kind of crazy. They're kind of nuts. But what do y'all think about that? Do you think that there's something fishy going on or not? Now, here's the so-called roommate, sweaty guy. Always sweaty. Like, why are you so sweaty? What's going on?
What about his politics a little bit? I know that you had some discussions. I just wanted to talk.
Well, everyone's calling him a Democrat. He's not a Democrat. He would be offended if people called him a Democrat. He, because of this board thing he was on for Governor Walz, it wasn't to serve. He was just serving the community.
Now, like I said before, the guy Vance Boelter got put on the board by Tim Walz in 2019, which expired in 2023. And the point of the board was to have business-minded people come in and give the state ideas to be able to generate revenue. That's the whole idea of the board. Okay. But he was appointed by Tim Walz, by Tampon Tim.
But I can't believe a political issue would cause him to do such a thing.
Did he ever bring up the senator or the representative who were targeted?
Like I was saying, no, he never talked about those people. I didn't know those people. I didn't recognize their names.
Any politicians he mentioned?
Well, he mentioned Nancy Pelosi. He didn't like Jim Walz.
Jim Walz?
Didn't like Jim Biden.
Why is he calling them Jim Walz and Jim Biden? Like, who is this guy? Are they both actors? Why are we seeing people that appear to be actors in front of us with these crises and what's going on? And then, okay, if they're actors, then do we have people that are dead? Do we have shot people? Do we have the police that were actually dispatched? I don't think you could actually fake your death if you are a sitting representative. Like, that'd be kind of hard, wouldn't it? Okay, you faking your death, and then they see you somewhere in the middle of Montana, and they get the camera phone, and then they take a picture of you. all of a sudden a dead person comes back to life.
But
Tim Walz, what would you say about him?
well, I mean, nothing. I mean, it's just normal. Well, I don't like this that Tim Walz did this. I don't like that they did that.
Did you mention the protests that were planned for
He
yesterday?
never mentioned the protest.
What do you make of everything that's happened here and the fact
Maybe
that
I mentioned it to him, but I don't think he mentioned anything about it.
What would you tell him?
I would tell him to surrender himself so he can be taken alive, because he's like my best friend.
So, okay, your best friend living at the house with you, I suppose, but he has a sprawling estate with a wife and 5 kids. Why would a guy who has that type of estate with that big of a family be hanging out with you in this little hovel? You have not had a bath in your life. Why would he be with you? This guy's traveling the world, going to Africa, doing missions. It just don't add up. I'm not buying it. So I don't know what's going on, but I got my eye on that. I'm gonna keep my ear to the streets on this. Now, speaking about actors, Jon Stewart. Okay, look at his face. Look at this guy's face. Actor. Now, Jon Stewart is trying to attack the so-called MAGA influencers, political figures, etc., for not wanting to go to war with Iran. Hey, what do y'all think? Is the war with Iran a good idea or a bad idea? I don't care who started it. If it's Israel or any country on planet Earth, it don't matter. I'm not that right there. If you want to go boots on the ground here in this part of the world, it's over. It's over. But let's see what Jon Stewart says a little bit.
Perhaps the reason why the president is being cagey about all this is because not all of the MAGA are embracing Netanyahu's bomb fetishes.
We cannot be inexorably dragged into a war in the Middle East.
We put America first, and that means American interests first.
Our MAGA base, they do not want the United States to be engaged in this.
I don't know anyone that wakes up and thinks about bombing Iran.
She doesn't know anyone who wakes up and thinks about bombing Iran.
So look, okay, here's my question. Is the audience booing MGT or MTG because they don't like her or because she said that we don't want to bomb Iran? Which one, or both?
I got to tell you, I don't think she knows anyone who wakes up and thinks. But credit. They enjoyed that one. But you know what? I'm going to say this. This may surprise some people. Credit where credit is due. I certainly have tremendous policy and, in some instances, space laser differences with these folks. But I applaud any group that is steadfast in a diplomacy-first posture. The only problem with their posture that I see with it is their reluctance to commit America's military to fighting drawn-out and often pointless wars doesn't seem to extend to America.
President Trump should fully deploy the military in the streets. Take back the streets of LA. Do it and do it fast.
Pause. So Jon Stewart is trying to compare potential war with nuclear war with Iran to keeping order in the streets of Los Angeles and other parts of the country where there's riots and whatnot going on. Bro, come on, man. Like, you can't really, like, ain't no nukes going to fly in LA, but they could fly over there. That's the problem. It's a big difference. If we go boots on the ground over there, you're talking about it'd be Hiroshima, Nagasaki, all of that all over again times 10. It'd be bad. That's not the same thing as having law and order in American cities. This guy's weird, man. Jon Stewart, I don't like. I played him before, and I was like, I like what he said in my previous video. But even in that video, I'm like, okay, this guy's an actor. And he's clearly just an actor playing out a part. These faces and whatnot, I don't like. And the comparison, bro, you could have done better, man. You could have. I know it's a Daily Show, it's Comedy Central, whatever. You could do better than that, though, bro. Come on, that was a poor comparison. Even for the Daily Show, that was pretty bad. But yeah, shout out Jon Stewart. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Alrighty. So speaking about, I ain't gonna call Tucker an actor. I like Tucker. I think Tucker just has an opinion, and it's good to have an opinion that's different than the rest. And I agree with him on a lot of what he said, but not all of it. And that's okay. Let's watch some of this. This is, of course, about Iran, Israel, the whole situation. And before I play it, what do y'all think we should do? Boots on the ground. Matter of fact, let's do a poll. Let's do a poll right now, just so we are on the same page with each other, just so we know what's going on. And the question will be, should we put boots on the ground in Iran? Should we put American boots on the ground in Iran? And it's going to be a yes or no question with nothing, no third option, no cop-out option. Yes or no. All right, let's go ahead and let that roll. And then I'll play this video. Check it out.
If it's true that Iran is trying to murder Trump, we need to move militarily against Iran immediately. That's not isolationism. That's the most, that's a call to violence, which I am calling for. If we believe that Iran is trying to murder our president, we need to strike Iran.
Okay, but isolationists say things like, well, then just nuke them, which is what you just said, which is kind of a weird...
Because I'm upset, because I'm taking you seriously. You don't take your own statements seriously.
I take my statements very seriously.
So I've asked you, where's the evidence this is true? And you've said, well, they're trying to assassinate Brian Hook or something, which I'm against, by the way. And I'm against hurting any American, period, no matter...
So do you dispute that they're trying to murder
I'm not disputing
Hook,
it at all.
and Bolton?
I'm not disputing it at all.
They literally arrested the hitman with Bolton.
I don't know why that's even relevant. I'm asking about the President of the United States.
Wait, it's not relevant that Iran hired hitmen to murder cabinet members in Trump's administration? That doesn't go to
I've already
how credible
said
is it that they're
I'm
willing to spend money to do
totally
that?
Opposed to that. It's awful. I am against killing anybody, actually, and especially foreign government. Okay. I'm asking about your allegation and the Prime Minister of Israel's allegation that Iran is trying to murder the president.
Killing terrorists is a good thing. Killing people who are trying to murder Americans is a good thing. Because if you're America first, you want to protect America, and so killing Osama bin Laden was a fantastic.
But you don't
day
really
for the
believe
world.
that they're trying to murder Trump, or you?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Then why aren't you calling?
Okay, so the whole thing here is that some people think, now y'all can agree, disagree, whatever. Some think that the Iranians are trying to kill the president. That's the whole thing. And there's been a bunch of propaganda and whatnot posted over there on their media from the Iranian, I guess, leadership, depicting such things about trying to kill the president, trying to go to Mar-a-Lago, stuff like that. That's been a thing. But do you think that's enough for us to go over there and do a preemptive strike? And also, it's not like we started it. It's the Israelis. They did it. And now they want us to go in there. So should we, based on that, based on the Iranians allegedly wanting to hurt the president, wanting to assassinate him, and the Israelis striking them, should that be enough for us to get involved? Y'all let me know. Okay, let's keep on going here. Now, this I didn't really like. This was kind of weird. Tucker, you could do better than this. This is like a gotcha game. This is like what the left does on their media, trying to play with words. You don't got to play with words to make your message be. There's no need to play with words to get your point across. You could just get it across directly without trying to play these word games. But let's watch.
Does Mossad share all of its intelligence with us?
Oh, probably not, but they share a lot. We don't share all of our intelligence with them, but we share a lot. It's a close alliance.
Do they spy domestically in the United States?
Oh, they probably do, and we do as well. And friends and allies spy on each other. And I assume all of our allies spy on us.
And that's okay with you?
You know what? One of the things about being a conservative is that you're not naive and utopian. You don't think humans are all... Part of the reason socialism doesn't work is the mantra from each according to his abilities to each according to his needs doesn't work. As a conservative, I assume people act in their rational self-interest.
So it's conservative to pay people to spy on you?
It's conservative to recognize that human beings act in their own self-interest, and every one of our friends spies on us, and I'm not...
Do you like it? That's my question. I'm not asking whether they have motive to do it. Of course they do. I understand that, and
by the way,
I'm not mad at them. But you're an American lawmaker, so I just want to know. Hold on, I want to know your attitude. Yeah. You said that your guiding principle, in fact, the only principle, the only criterion. I
said guiding, the overwhelming. I wouldn't say only.
Is it in America's interest? Is it in America's interest for Israel to spy on us, including on the president?
It is in America's interest to be closely allied with Israel because we get huge benefits for it. And you want to see the clearest.
But I just want to stop on this flying for a second. That it takes place, as you know, and including on the president of the United States and several precedents. And I just want to know if that's okay and why is it okay? Wouldn't an American lawmaker say to a client state, you're not allowed to spy on us? I'm sorry. I know why you want to. I'm not mad at you, but you're not allowed to.
Sure.
And I don't care for it. I don't want to be spied on.
I mean, look, I understand the whole point. Okay, we are giving the Israelis a lot of money. We sponsor the government, et cetera, but yet they still spy on us. But the thing is, everybody does that. Everyone spies on us. Everybody. And we spy on everybody else. We spy on our own people here in America. Like, listen, trying to like make it be this whole thing about, well, it's Israel and they spy and we give them money. If you're going to say that, if that's the precedent you're going to set, then that has to be said about the entire world for the most part. Anybody that we give money, we give a lot of money to a lot of different places. All these places, China even. Listen, China really could be considered an enemy, but yet we got to work with them. So we work with them, and yet they spy on us. They hack our systems. They do all kind of stuff, and we spy on them as well. It goes back and forth, but we're not going to stop working with them because of that. That's just reality of the world. That's just the reality of the world that we can't really ignore. So that whole thing right there, I get it, Tucker, but I think that was a little bit weak. That was kind of a weak point to make in your discussion, in my humble opinion. Because again, you got to talk about the entire world. If it's like that, it ain't just about the Israelis.
I think.
All right. And again, we spy on them too. So you can ask the same question in reverse. Okay. You could say to the Israelis, all right, Israel, America's your friend and they sponsor you. So why do they spy on you if they're your friends? You could ask them the same question. But here is Tucker and Steve Bannon talking about the same issue.
I think they canned me from Fox or shut down my show because I criticized Zelensky, and Zelensky's close to the owners of the company. It's like, well, how did that happen? Why is Zelensky? I don't know. I don't understand. There's a lot I don't understand. All I know is that it's not just Fox News. It's the American media generally. It's government institutions. It's this city. It's the people I used to live next to on Cambridge Road Northwest in D.C. They are deadly serious on the subject of projection of force abroad. That is the one. They have no sense of humor about it at all. They'll lecture you all day about the gays and the black people and, you know, in this house we believe in science. They don't give a shit about science or black people or gays or transgender. What they care about is the projection of force against their enemies on the other side of the globe. That's why the Pentagon has $1 trillion budget when the country is protected by the Atlantic and the Pacific. Right. I think they canned me from Fox or shut down.
All right, there we go. So that's what he says about the whole Fox thing. Now, I forgot about his Fox show. Like, I forgot what the stated reason was the show ended. I thought he just left on his own. I forgot that whole drama that really transpired with that. But yeah, Fox, I mean, look, if you're going to be on TV like that, that's just part of the deal. You got to do pretty much what the company says. You got some financial interests involved. You got a whole lot happening.
Actually,
now here's more about Tucker kind of criticizing the President Trump.
I really love Trump. I think he's a deeply humane, kind person. And I am saying this because I'm really afraid that my country's going to be further weakened by this. I think we're going to see the end of American empire, obviously. Other nations would like to see that, and this is a perfect way to scuttle the USS America on the shoals of Iran. But it's also going to end, I believe, Trump's presidency and effectively end it. And so that's why I'm saying this.
What do you mean by that? That's coming from you. That's
you get. Look, I knew Bush. I knew George W. Bush. We had, family connections to Bush. I knew Bush personally. I still see Bush sometimes, and of course, he hates me, and he does because I criticized him on Iraq, and that war is the sum total, from a historical perspective, of his administration. But I knew him, and he had all kinds of plans for the things that he wanted to do. But once domestically, right, to improve the country.
Right.
And you may agree or disagree, but like in his mind, he wasn't just about the invasion of Iraq in March of 2000.
Oh, no. He was going to redo Social Security.
100%,
he had all
100%.
all types of. He was going to take care of the.
So do y'all believe that? Do y'all believe that if Bush did not get into Iraq, that he was going to do all these different things, Social Security, all kind of stuff? I don't know. I'm not really a W fan. I think W was more akin to Barack Obama and Slick Willie. Like didn't W know Michelle before Barack and Michelle became the president, first lady? Like didn't the Prescotts and all of them know the Obamas or know Michelle's family? Like they already kind of set that whole thing up. So I'm not necessarily sure that Bush was going to do all these different things that they're talking about right here. Maybe he was going to do it, but maybe he wasn't. I don't really know. But yeah, I don't think that W was really a great president.
Entitlements issue.
And he really thought it was going to work.
Yep.
And you could laugh at that or whatever, but the point is the second you get enmeshed in a real war, not a fake, let's go bomb the villagers and declare success, though we don't even have a good track record. Like, why are the Houthis still there?
They ain't going nowhere. Like, trying to stop Middle East violence, trying to stop them from becoming radicalized, trying to stop these new ISIS groups, and it's impossible because it's never been stopped. It's never going to stop. They're going to fight to the end. They're going to fight to the end. Their whole culture over there in that part of the world is about that, the final fight. And they don't care. They will destroy themselves to get to you. They feel like when they go to heaven, it's going to be X amount of versions. They don't care. Like they with that. They want to go ahead and just go to Allah. They want to be a martyr. How are you going to defeat somebody like that? It's impossible. They never going to surrender. When Trump was talking about the Ayatollah need to surrender, that ain't never going to happen. That's actually kind of a provocation right there. They ain't never going to surrender. For what? Because in their mind, Allah is above all. So they don't even really see things the same way you see it. They don't. Now, somebody said, I read the comment. I can't see your name, boss, but I remember your comment. The comment was, do I think that all the stuff with Iran is a distraction from the lagging in mass deportations? It could be a distraction for some people, but I don't think it's being done for that purpose. And also, as far as mass deportations, I don't know what needs to happen more than what is happening right now, because when Trump was running, his whole thing was about prioritizing getting the criminal aliens out the way, getting criminal aliens out of the way. That was the main thing. So if you got people that's in hotels and restaurants, they're not going to go after them. If you got people that just hear, like, okay, there was a story that happened near where I live in Dalton, Georgia, North Georgia. And if you know about Dalton, that's pretty much Mexico. It is Mexico, and it's been like that before Trump, before Biden, before Obama. Dalton is Mexico, Mexican enclave. So there was an incident where a 19-year-old got pulled over, a young lady got pulled over because the cop thought it was a truck that it wasn't. The truck looked similar, but it wasn't the same truck. Anyway, girl gets pulled over, all of a sudden, no license, or it wasn't an American license, it was an international license. And also here illegally. So the girl gets locked up. Her dad gets locked up with ICE, but they wind up letting her go. And I knew that was going to happen because they're not trying to go after them. They're not trying to get them. And if Dalton, like if you get all of them, Dalton's finished. Like the whole town was shut down. So, and the thing about it is you're not really getting the criminality out of a place like Dalton. What you're getting is places like New York City, Denver, Colorado, Chicago, Illinois, where the migrants are disrupting regular everyday people's lives. Those should be the ones we go after because that's the problem. Also, get those who are in any kind of way committing crimes. When you go into work sites and stuff like that, I understand that we got to get them as well. But it's much harder to get them because the community is going to resist you. And if the people are against you, you're going to have a hard time. And now you got some that voted for Trump that said, hey, wait a minute, you said you're going to go after the criminals, not people in the hotel making beds. So now you're going to have some resistance from the right. So it's not the same kind of environment that it was under Obama, where you were allowed to have a lot more mass deportations. The attitude back then was much more, forgiving. Plus, one more thing, the media was on Obama's side. So when you see in these ICE protests and raids on TV now, it's a negative connotation with it, which is going to poison the minds of the people, which is going to turn them against any kind of deportation effort. That's why they got out there with these ICE protests. There was no such protests under Obama, yet Obama deported more than Trump could ever dream of. As I said from the beginning, right now, Trump is on pace to deport fewer migrants than Obama. But because it wasn't this big thing pushed by the media and the climate was different, it's more difficult to achieve what he did. And it looks like it's worse, although it's not. So, yeah. And then 20 million people came in at one time, and you are not really able to track them. They're just pretty much out there in the wild. So that's going to be very difficult to find those people. They could just kind of lay low. You're not going to find them. Are you only going to find them at the workplace? But truthfully, that's not who the target should be. You should be targeting these fat, lazy people sitting on their hind parts doing nothing and the criminals. I'm seeing some of these migrants, 800 pounds and deported. It's like, okay, you are a male, 30 years old, 800 pounds. You ain't doing no construction. You're not doing no infrastructure building. You just pretty much chilling. And you're probably doing all kind of other stuff aside from working to make money, criminal activity, like Kilmar Garcia, okay? A human trafficker with a big belly. Guys like that are the focus. But anyway, let me see. Obama had 8 years. Well, I understand what you're saying, but as far as the pace of deportations, like on the per day basis, Trump is still lagging behind Obama. Okay, now we got the poll right here. Should we put American boots on the ground in Iran? The responses are yes or no. Let's end it right here. And with an overwhelming 95% of the vote, you say no, we should not put American boots on the ground in Iran. 4%, not even 5% to make it be full, 4% said we should out of 352 votes. Now, who said we should put boots on the ground in Iran? Who's the 4% that said we should do that? Like, what's really going on? What's really going on? And as far as the jobs, the lack of jobs, what we got to do to be able to shore that up is to train Americans to do things that are needed. We got a bunch of people that have these useless degrees that don't amount to anything. Okay, you have a degree in business management. Congratulations. What you want to do for a job? We need electricians. We need skilled tradesmen. We need artisans to go out here and do things. We need those people, or at least those that are willing to learn. But we don't have them. We got a bunch of people that have these degrees that don't mean anything. And that's in part the fault of the United States government, because we're not pushing what needs to be pushed. There should be an education push to get us in the right path as far as what we can do with our hands. It's very simple. So the migrants, again, the focus is going to be the criminal aliens, like it had been from the beginning. And anybody else, you got to go find them. You got to go find them. Now, here's Benjamin Netanyahu talking about what's going on.
It's Tel Aviv, tomorrow it's New York. It's Tel Aviv, tomorrow it's New York. I understand America first. I don't understand America dead. That's what these people want. They chant death to America. So we're doing something that is in the service of mankind, of humanity, and it's a battle of good against evil. America should and does stand with the good. That's what President Trump is doing, and I deeply appreciate his support.
John Carl joins me now. So, John, what else did he say about President Trump and how he wants the U.S. to play a role here, or did he?
Well, look, he praised President Trump over and over again in this interview. He knows that he needs the United States support, at least in terms of doing what the U.S. is doing now, which is helping Israel defend itself from those retaliatory attacks from Iran. So it was all couched in a thank you, President Trump. You've been Israel's best friend, but he made it clear that he would like to see more. He didn't come out and directly say it in those ways, but what you heard, what you played right there, I understand America first. I don't understand America dead. He is really speaking to those in the Trump movement, those in the MAGA movement who are adamantly opposed to the United States getting involved in another Middle East conflict. And as you know, Kira, there are some prominent voices, supporters, outside advisors of Donald Trump who are saying, don't get involved. The United States can't be involved. You campaigned against forever wars. People like Tucker Carlson, Steve Bannon, Charlie Kirk. Those are, close supporters of Donald Trump who are saying that they don't think the United States should be involved in this. And Netanyahu, it seemed to me, by using their language, I understand America first, I don't understand America dead, was speaking directly to Donald Trump and to his supporters who are critical of what Israel is doing.
All right, there we go. So there goes John Carl over on ABC talking about Benjamin Netanyahu. What he said right there was correct. It's like, look, what John Carl said, not Benjamin Netanyahu. Benjamin Netanyahu, look, you got your own country, that's fine, but we got our own country as well. You're sovereign and so are we. You're sovereign and so are we. Hold on. Zeladon says, Trump would fight. Let's do this. Hey, if you want to go over there, you can go ahead, but I don't want to. Yeah, I'm good. Don't worry about it. I am good. If you want to go die, because what's going to happen. If you want to go die, go ahead. But I'm straight. Hey, I love my life. I ain't trying to die for no reason, really, because it ain't going to do nothing. You're just going to bring about the apocalypse.
Carlson.
All right, let's keep on rocking and rolling. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All righty, so let's keep on going here. Where am I going to go? Okay, here's Trump talking about we don't want a long-term war. Look, I don't speak no French. I don't know what that word "we" mean. Ain't gonna be no "we." Ain't gonna be no "we" over there fighting. Okay, but let's see what he says about the war.
People on the base don't want a long-term war. They're afraid that we're going to get into a long-term war.
We're looking for a long-term war. We're looking. I only want one thing. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Right. That's it. I'm not looking long-term, short-term. And I've been saying that for 20 years. I've been saying it as a civilian who got a lot of publicity. People would cover it. Very simply, Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. That's it. It's not a question of anything else. And if you did, you wouldn't have much of a country because they would use it on us and they'd use it on other people and there'd be a terror all over the world.
Some of the people on the base don't.
There you go. So do you think that they're able to actually stop Iran from having a nuclear weapon? Because all they really got to do is just buy one. All they really got to do is just buy it. Don't Pakistan have nukes? And it's right there. All they got to do is be like, yo, Pakistan, let's go ahead and make it happen. Put a base right there on the border. It's probably already one right there. Hey, go ahead and then we could just shoot it on over. It's fine. It's fine. So I don't know how you really stop them from being able to get what they want to get. Now, this is Mohammed bin Salman, the big boss over there in Saudi Arabia. I'm not sure when this video came out, but he's speaking about Israel, Iran, Ayatollah. Let's watch this. Again, this is Mohammed bin Salman, MBS of Saudi Arabia. Check it out.
Arabia.
But I've seen that you called the Ayatollah Khamenei the new Hitler of the Middle East.
Absolutely.
Why?
Because he wants to expand. He wants to create his own project in the Middle East, very much like Hitler, who wanted to expand at the time. Many countries around the world and in Europe did not realize how dangerous Hitler was until what happened happened. I don't want to see the same events happening in the Middle East.
Does Saudi Arabia need nuclear weapons to counter Iran?
Saudi Arabia does not want to acquire any nuclear bomb. But without a doubt, if Iran developed a nuclear bomb, we will follow suit as soon as possible.
Now, do y'all think that the Saudis don't have nukes? Y'all think that? I mean, is that what he said right there? I don't think I believe that if he did say it. Do y'all think the Saudis don't have nukes? Do y'all think the Iranians don't have nukes? I think they both got nukes. I think everybody got nukes in that region. And what's going to happen is if Americans step foot in Iran, it'd be a big surprise. It'd be a portable sun all over the place on U.S. military bases. It'd be annihilation. It'd be annihilation. I feel like they all got nukes. And if we step foot over there, they'll show us. okay, Americans, take this, and then it's a wrap. What do y'all think? They all got nukes, bully dog? Hey, I'm right there with you. I am right there with you. The Iranians want to revive the Shia Caliphate. Well, well, it's always, listen, it's always going to be something happening over there. It's never going to stop because it's always been happening since the dawn of time, since the beginning. It's going to start right there and end right there. That's what it says in the book, if you believe in that. Now, some say that the Iranians don't like the Ayatollah, but some Iranians do. Here's a video, I'm not sure when it was recorded, of people burning an image of the Ayatollah over in Iran. Now look, people can say, hold on, let me turn it down a little bit. People can say, oh, that's a good thing because they're burning the effigy, they're burning the picture of the Ayatollah. It's a good thing. But all I see is just chaos and fighting. All I see is chaos, which is what happens over there all the time anyway, which brings back right to my point. You're not going to stop the fighting over there because there's always going to be something going on. It's always the next group, the next Islamic regime, the next thing, the next this, the that, the movement. It's always something happening over there and they ain't never going to stop. So us trying to do something to stop it is a waste of time. It's a complete waste of time. Now, here's something interesting. Pakistan has closed their borders with Iran because they got refugees coming. They told them, hey, evacuate Tehran because we're going to strike. Okay, where are we going to go? Pakistan is right next door, but watch this. Hold on. Look at this. With this kind of instability, with this kind of culture clashing of these Iranians and these Indians, basically, now it's going to have even more problems. Different kind of culture, different kind of Muslims coming together. Now you're going to have a problem over there. See, you're just shifting the problems to different parts of the region, which will make the situation worse overall. See what I'm saying? It's a mess. But look, everyone has borders, and everyone should be able to enforce border control. Everyone, not just the USA, but Pakistan, Mexico, any country should be able to enforce their own border and keep those who they don't want out. Just like here, J. Balu, exactly. Just like here. Just like here. Yep. All right, let's keep on rocking and rolling. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, we got Ilhan Omar. What kind of accent is this? You know, I've heard Somalis talk, but I feel like they don't have this accent. I don't know what kind of voice this is, but let me just show you this. She says that we're turning into one of the worst countries on earth. Alrighty. Let's watch this. And you know what? Before she begins, if we're so bad, Miss Ilhan, you can go back. I promise. Like, what I don't like are recent immigrants, migrants, whatever, talking about how bad the USA is. If it's like that, go back. If it's so bad here, if it sucks, the worst country on earth, go back. But she ain't going to do that, though. All right. Let's watch.
To be coming out of our country. I mean, I grew up in a dictatorship. And I don't even remember ever witnessing anything like that. To have a democracy, a beacon of hope, for the world to now be turned into one of the worst countries where the military are in our streets without any regard for people's constitutional rights, while our president is spending millions of dollars propping himself up like a failed dictator with a military parade. It is really shocking, and it should be a wake-up call for all Americans to say this is not the country we were born in. This is not the country we believe in. This is not the country our founding fathers imagined. And this is not the country that is supported by our Constitution, our ideals, our values. And we should all collectively be out in the streets rejecting what is taking place this week.
So there's a lot there. First of all, you hate the country, say it's one of the worst in the world, military in the streets, blah, blah, blah. Well, the military's in the streets because y'all are encouraging violence in the streets. So regular, everyday people like you and I, not her, but you guys watching, we have to be the ones to suffer because of what you guys encourage, which is the violence in the streets. So we're bringing the military to keep our streets safe, to keep Americans safe, to keep American businesses safe, to prevent looting, to prevent civil unrest. That's what we're doing. Okay. And again, if it's so bad, if it sucks so much, Somalia calling your name, go back over there. You could be the queen of Somalia. How about that? Rather than being over here, since you hate it so much. Everyone wants to come here and then they want to criticize it. Well, look, if you knew better, then wherever you came from be better as well. If you know so much about how to run a country, then go run your own. If you come here, hey man, just be part of what we got going on and add to it rather than trying to detract from it. That's why the people that came over here, the students, what was that? What was the guy? Was he at Harvard? I know I'm talking about. The guy from Egypt somewhere. I know I'm talking about. That guy who was here on a student visa, who was like 26 years old with a wife. Anyway, that's why he got his green card revoked, because he's over here as a guest sparking civil unrest. Same thing with her. You want to be an immigrant to this country and spark civil unrest, you got to go. That'd be what I say. So yeah, that is Ilhan Omar. Now, this is interesting. So Brandon Johnson wants to give race-based grants to black people for reparations. Now, look, I'm going to play this and I want to tell him what is going to happen and what actual solutions to the problem is, because you are in Chicago and your black population is suffering. I'm going to tell you how to improve it. And I don't think you're going to agree, Brandon Johnson, but it's the correct thing to do. Let's watch some of this.
Way will bring to black residents in.
Let me start from the top.
Our way will bring to black residents in reclaiming ownership of our own communities. That is the spirit of Juneteenth, you all. It is about reflecting on our past. Other cultures are taught to never forget. We need to be reminded as blacks here in Chicago and America, remembering our past and working towards a more just future. Investing in black is not a criminal act. Sister Zakiya says she need a witness, so I'm gonna say it again. Investing in black is not a criminal act. Our way.
All right, look, throw money at the situation. Just trying to give money ain't gonna help, because look, okay, Baltimore public schools, you're talking about what, $15,000 per student. In Chicago, they're spending a lot of money as well per student. You're spending money. All you're going to have are administrators and some educators that have nicer things. They're going to have nice jewelry, watches. They're going to look kind of like you. They'll have nice suits on and stuff like this, but you're not going to get down to the core of the problem. The core of the problem is the education. That's what I see. Whenever I go to black communities all over this country, whenever I see how they're living, I see a lack of education. They just don't know anything. Guys I grew up with, friends of mine, just don't know anything. I'm talking about the basic things, how to participate in society properly without getting locked up, how to conduct themselves in a nice area, how to just treat their own property. And this is a thing that you have to get taught at home. You got to get taught by people, and you got to get enforced by the law. Listen, when you go to a place like New York City and you go to these housing projects and people just throwing trash on the ground, diapers out the window, stuff like that, they don't even care about where they live at. And it's not about being poor, because back West Virginia, where it's a lot poorer than New York City, where it's poorer than anywhere else in the country, really, my original hometown, yes, we're poor, but you could still take care of your property. You could still cut your grass. You could still clean your house. Okay, cleaning your house ain't cost no money. Cutting your grass ain't cost no money. If you got money to buy a nice suit, you got money to buy a lawnmower. It's little stuff like that. And then also, we're not educated scholastically many times. So what winds up happening is when you go to these schools, the teachers barely know anything. You got the blind leading the blind. Education is the key. And a variety of ways you got to have education. Throwing money at it is not going to help. It's not going to help. All you're going to do is just raise taxes. So the black folks who are doing well, who are educated in Chicago, are going to suffer. So you're going to restrict the growth of your citizenry, whether they black, white, Puerto Rican, and candy stripe, to throw money at a population that will not be helped with the money. So what you're doing here does not make any sense. It doesn't make any sense fiscally, nor does it make sense from a point of view of trying to improve people. You're going to waste money for no reason. Well, it's a reason. You're wasting the money because you think it's going to work. You think giving handouts will work. How many more handouts do we need? We got welfare, EBT, WIC, TANF, Section 8, affirmative action, DEI, all of that. Not DEI, because that was for the whites and the LGBTs. But we got all these things and it didn't really work. Civil rights, integration, did it work? 1960, we had an 80% two-parent household rate in the black community. 2 parents married in 1960. Now it's the reverse at 75% single-parent household rate. How have we been improved? How have we been helped with all these handouts and gifts and inclusion? How has it helped? You're going to do more of the same, and you're going to get more of the same as a result. That was on my chest. I had to get it off. So y'all please pardon me about that one. Please pardon me about that one. But anyway, let's skip to some financial stuff, and then we get to the calls in a little bit. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all. Michael Critchlow says the Ilhan Omar accent is hideous. Hey, hideous. What kind of accent? It's like, what is this? I've heard Somalis talk, but good grief. Even the pirate dude didn't sound like that. You know, I'm the captain now. Even he ain't sound that bad. And how long you been here, Ilhan? Since like, what, 30 years? And you still got that crazy accent? Let's improve that, please. Anyway, let's improve that, please. So, all right, where do I want to start? Oh, matter of fact, here's a great one to play. Here's a great one. The difference between rich neighborhoods and poor neighborhoods. This is a great one because I was just talking about what's needed to fix the community. This right here is kind of right on point with what I was talking about. Check it out.
People in rich neighborhoods get up really early and right away.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm messing up. I got a new keyboard and my buttons are in the wrong place.
People in rich neighborhoods get up really early and do right away. People in poor neighborhoods sleep in every morning. I used to cut lawns in rich neighborhoods, and I would cut in poor neighborhoods too. On my route, I had a rich neighborhood, and I was looking down in the backyards. There's people both sides of me, rinsing off their RV, walking their dog, reading the newspaper, doing some yoga in the backyard, right? So I finish that neighborhood, and I drive back inland here in Michigan to a more poor neighborhood in a condo, and it was like 9 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, and it was crickets because they were all still sleeping in. The point is, there are habits and tendencies that increase your likelihood of success. And one of them is simply taking action and being more productive with your time. People in
very much so. Very, very much so. Absolutely. So yeah. Sunday morning, usually like 9 a.m. I'm up. Really, I'm up every day. I'm up every day by like 8:30, 9 o'clock at the latest. On the weekend, maybe like 9:30. But like today, 8 a.m. I'm up. And I might go to bed at 2 a.m. I can get 6 hours. If I get 6 hours, I'm straight of sleep. Yeah, and I have things to do during the day, and I use my time wisely. I don't have a lot of time to waste. And that's going to be a sign of somebody that's productive. You out here doing things, you up early, you get into it. Yeah, that's me. Sundays, I'm up at like 9:30 cutting my grass. I'm outside. Because, I mean, to me, it just makes sense because you get up early, you can get it done. You got the rest of the day to do what you want to do. And you out there before it gets too hot. I'm not trying to be out there sweating bullets at 12 noon, 2 p.m., cutting grass. Let me get out there before it gets to be too light, before it gets to be too late in the day and the sun's right on top of my head. Okay, and of course, I can just do that, and then I could do other things. Okay, I got to go to the recycling center. I got to go down to X, Y, and Z place. I got to go do this. I got to get some groceries. I got to cook. I got to clean my house up. I got to go make this run. I got to go down to Atlanta right quick, come back. I'm thinking about how much time do I have to do all these things. Okay, that's kind of my process. Even this show, I'll be late for the show, but before I do the show, I'm getting ready for the show for like an hour and a half to 2 hours because I got to find the clips. I got to organize it so it could be a nice story. Okay, I start with these clips and then I go to the next one and then the next one. My video, same way. I'm reading, I'm researching all day long. Okay, what's my next story? Let me find the clips. Let me find the articles, write the article, and do it in a set amount of time. For the short video, same thing. Okay, just like I did with the video about me getting pulled over. I'm thinking, okay, cool. I got an opportunity right now to make a video. Let's do it. I got time. I'll be in the car for about an hour. I got the phone mount already ready. All I got to do, put my phone in the phone mount, hit record, and just talk. Then I'm thinking about how I'm going to edit it. I'm thinking about all this stuff all day long. And that is the difference between somebody that's productive and non-productive. People talk about, hey, you know what, ABL, I want to be an influencer. I want to be like you. And I tell them what to do. I tell them what to do, and they almost never do it. And you know what? Here's something I want to say about the whole influencer thing, since I'm right here talking about it, and I got your attention. When people ask me, hey, ABL, what equipment do I need? Automatically, you're not trying to be serious. Automatically, you're not serious because you think that it's just about looking pretty, looking glossary. You think it's all about just the final polished product, but you don't really want to do the work that goes behind it. When I say you got to do it every day, when I say be relentless, when I say don't have any kind of fatigue, people are like, oh, that's too much. All I want to do is just go to the store and spend 10 bands and then become a podcaster. That's not the way it works at all. You're not going to have success that way. You got to have a really good work ethic and want to do it every day. And if you don't, get a job, and it's fine to get a job. It's totally fine. Nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing at all. But everything ain't for everybody. I'm getting triggered. Ball Brad Show. What camera and mic should I have along with lights and keyboard? See what I'm saying? Shout out to you, Ball Brad. I appreciate you for rocking and rolling with me. If you like what you're hearing so far, y'all, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all the good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Everett D says, I could not do what you do. Kudos to you, though. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You know, I just have no fatigue. I got a really strong work ethic, and I'm going to give you guys the best content possible. I don't want to put out no garbage content. I want to give you guys a really, really good product every single time. I take pride in it. If I'm putting out a video and I'm not interested or it sucks, I ain't even going to put it out. I ain't going to put it out. I was like, nah, I want to be able to enjoy the content as much as y'all enjoy it. And I want to be factual as much as possible. That's why I always write an article and I give you sources. So you'll know that I did some research and read up on what I'm talking about. And I didn't just start talking to talk. Now look, check it out. Here is the video I got to do. I got to do one of these videos for you guys. I'm going to do one for you guys, like a grocery store haul. I had the idea, but I've not done it yet. I did the cooking video on Uncle ABL. Shout out to you guys over there. And if you're not subscribed to Uncle ABL, please do so via the link in the description. But I'm going to do a grocery store haul. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Publix and get what I get throughout the week and give you the price and show everything to you. Now, this right here is a $104 Aldi haul, okay? He's going to show you all of what he got for $104. And this right here underlines my point about eating healthy. It's not expensive, but people just don't understand how to shop. And again, it goes back to education. If you don't know how to shop, if you don't know what to buy, you're not going to know. You go to the store on the first of the month with your EBT card refreshed, getting oodles and noodles, getting all types of colorful boxes in your cart, which is not food. It's food stuffed, processed with all kind of red dyes and carcinogens, all kind of stuff. What you need is stuff like what he has right here. This is food. Some of what y'all get is not food, but I digress.
This entire grocery haul costs me $104, which is equivalent to your typical night out. So you decide what you want to invest in. I know what I'm investing in. Eating healthy is not hard. You're just making it hard. Got 10 pounds of grass-fed organic beef because it's legit $5 a pound right now. Aldi is the GOAT. Some avocados, some organic Greek yogurt, and some cottage cheese. 4 cans of tuna for some quick protein. Each one of these cans has 28 grams of protein, and it's so cheap. You need to be eating tuna. It tastes good. Grow up. My 2 favorite carbs, sweet potato and rice, a bunch of organic bananas, some organic sourdough. Aldi sourdough has 3 ingredients. And unfortunately, they were out of pasture-raised eggs, but I like to see that because people are waking up. So I just got 24 cage-free eggs. It's not a big deal, dude. Chill. And to finish it off, some organic coconut oil and some organic butter. This entire grocery haul.
There you go. That's a good haul right there. Now, the beef, that's going to be your core, your protein right there. That's quite a bit of beef. I'm not really a beef guy myself. I will eat red meat, but more than anything, I'm a fish guy. I got some salmon today. I got probably about 2 1/8, about 2 pounds, 2 1/8. I guess that's how you say it. Maybe like, I guess I would say 2.2 pounds almost of salmon. That might have been how much? Like $28 for 2.2 pounds of salmon. And that'd be enough for, I think, 4 days, for 4 meals. I could eat about a half pound of salmon for a meal, which is a pretty big amount. I got salmon, rice, avocado, tomato. That's what I eat pretty much every day. And when you eat well, you're going to look very good. I appear to be like an athlete because of how I eat. I'm not really a gym bro. People think I go to the gym all the time. Now, I just know how to eat. Some people just go to the gym while eating unhealthy, and they get the look I have just by eating healthy and going outside and doing physical activity. Okay, so if you're not really into the gym, you don't want to be in there sweating and huffing and puffing, lifting weights, twisting your ankle on the machine or whatever. What you can do is just eat better. No, none of this Starbucks in the morning, 1,000 calories of sugar, and eat well. Go outside, do things, go for a hike, go for a long walk, and you be good. And it don't cost you that much money. All right? It does not. And your skin will look great. My skin looks always good. My skin is always good. I don't get a lot of acne or nothing like that. You see? I'm good. Okay, you'll be glowing. You'll be glowing when you eat well. And again, it don't cost much. But I digress. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all the good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay, check it out. We got a house right here, a 5-bedroom mobile home for $169. Again, 5-bed mobile home, $169. This is a pretty big mobile home, though. I don't know if you call it. It might be a modular type of. Because it's not really mobile, in my opinion. How you gonna throw that around? Are you gonna be able to put it on your F-150 and move it around the country? I doubt it.
The keys to a brand new 5-bedroom mobile home. Let's go see the inside. This house is partially tape and textured. It is Drywall throughout all of your major living areas, including your primary bedroom. You get a very big island here with new tiling options for 2024. Nice big windows here. Walk-in pantry. Built-in shelving. I mean, just a huge living area. Speaking of big rooms, this is a big...
That's big. That's a huge... That's not a mobile home, though. That's just like a home with no foundation. No, it's not moored to the... It's not anchored to the ground. 2,300 square feet for a mobile home is crazy. That's like almost the size of my house.
Primary bedroom. It is tape and textured, so we do have the drywall. Come into your bathroom, you get his and her sinks, walk-in shower, get a massive closet, new accent wall right here. Here's your mud room with washer dryer hookups, sink, bedroom number 2, bedroom number 3, bathroom number 2, bathroom number 3, bedroom number 4, bedroom number 5. Guys, this home is called the Talladega. It starts at $169,000, and it is a lot of bang for your buck. Come see it at Titan Factory Direct.
What do y'all think? Would you get one? Again, $169 for 5 beds, 2,300 square foot. The only thing is that you're not really anchored to the ground. So if you're living in a place where there could be tornadoes, where you're going to be looking like Dorothy from, what's the name of that? You're going to be Dorothy. We're not in Kansas no more. You're going to be in a whole different part of the country. You're going to be back in Iran with something like that. That'd be a magic carpet in the tornado because you're not anchored to the ground for real. Okay. Nah, that ain't no double wide. That's 2 double wides put together. That is a big boy. Trailers are not that big. That is humongous for a mobile home, quote unquote. Okay. I got one more of these to show, and then I'm going to get to the calls.
2 weeks ago,
this guy bought a home for $267, and he's going to show you through what he did with it. All righty, let's watch.
we bought this property for $267,000. I actually haven't even walked you guys through the whole house. This is the driveway. And this is our yard that desperately needs to be mowed. This was a koi pond. I don't know if there's any dead fish in there. RV parking spot and the dreaded shed.
Oh boy.
We also got access to the river, so let's go take a look. I don't think you guys realize that this is steeper than it seems. We got to build these staircases back. Oh, we got to figure out how to make this more manageable, but come look at this spot right here. I'm going to for sure be doing some fishing here. Welcome to the first room. It's nothing crazy. It's got access to the deck. Bedroom number 2. This room actually might survive the remodel without a full gut. Bedroom number 3. This room is small, cozy, and I absolutely love the wallpaper that we got.
Yeah, the carpet got to go because that carpet, I could tell, is old. Yeah, the carpet, I will take the carpet out. I will put LVT down. Make it simple.
Got going on here. This is bathroom number 1, and yeah, that's carpet. And this is bathroom number 2. Got a nice pink toilet and a great height for the shower. This is the living room. This actually has some really good potential, and you can see right out onto the river from the windows. And this is our kitchen laundry room combo where we can flip pancakes and fold socks at the same time.
Nice kitchen. Hold on, nice kitchen. It's a little outdated design-wise, but it looks like the bones are there for a nice kitchen. I'll take the cabinets out or just paint them. Paint the cabinets. They look to be in pretty good condition. Paint the cabinets. Take that that wallpaper border off. Take this fluorescent light out. I would just kind of modernize it, but it looks like it's a nice layout.
Socks at the same time. This is the sunroom, and pretty much right now it's just a holding cell for a bunch of spider webs. This is the deck. It's pretty nice right now, but we're looking at extending it all the way to the gazebo so that we can really see the river better. This is the downstairs bonus room area. Here's the little sink bathroom that sits right under the staircase. This room is really random, honestly. We're still trying to figure out what we're going to do with it. This is the backyard with the gazebo. This is the garage we might turn into living space. And then apparently this is a little workroom that was just attached to the garage.
Yeah, you got a workshop, a little wood. Man, hey, if I had that house, I'd love it. I fix it up, a little workshop. That's what I need for real because I want to do some more woodworking, but I ain't trying to keep taking my car out the garage. I want like an actual dedicated space. So if I had that, that'd be perfect.
Is attached to the garage. We have a vision for all of this. So follow along as we bring this house back to life.
All right, there we go. So yeah, what do y'all think? A fixer upper, 267. It's nice. You got a little watering hole, little koi pond area, little workshop. I like it. I like it. put a little bit of elbow grease, put some modernization, and you'll be good to go. It is a lot of work. Yes, it is a lot of work, but it's going to be cheap. So you could pay some GCs to come in there and do some things yourself. You could do some painting and stuff yourself, paint the cabinets or whatnot yourself. Maybe even do the carpet, take the carpet out, put some LVT down. And then for the other more arduous things, get the GC to come in there, get some landscape guys to come in and fix it up, get them steps down to the water fixed, and you'll be good to go. Now look, if the remodel costs $250 and the house costs $250, that's still a deal considering the value. You got land, you got a nice big size, you got a lot right there compared to a new build that's going to be on a lot that's like that big right next to your neighbor. You could go in the alleyway between you and your neighbor, go like this and touch it with your hands without even really have to do anything. You could just be standing in one spot and touch your house and your neighbor's house. But out there, you're not having that same kind of problem for the same price. I think it's a good value. But we got super chats on deck. I'm going to read these right quick, and then I'm going to get to the calls. The number to call is 706-406-3287. Again, the number to call, 706, there it is, 706-406-3287. Let's get to super chats, and then I get to the calls. Take it to Black Suburban Debt Reviews, who says, ABL, I do not think we will be in the war with Iran at all. I also think Tucker Carlson is a trash can by asking Ted Cruz those gotcha questions and not trying to hear him out. This is also Hide Your Kids Month. And you know what's funny? I've not heard a lot about Pride Month, this year. Pride Month kind of got pushed to the back. It's like, look, man, we got regime change in the air. We got the migrants getting deported. We got ICE protests, people getting shot in the head with rubber bullets. All these things going on. Don't nobody got time for celebrating the LGBTQ element of P, X, Y, and Z. Don't nobody got time for that. Thank you to Kaius Posthumous, who says, first, we'll leave 45 behind before we get into World War III. Hold on. He says, America first. We'll leave 45 behind before we get into World War III. There we go. Thank you to Beans, who says, war sucks. Right on. Thank you to Ice Chopper Joe, who says, LOL, you were tripping on your last live on Instagram. You got Montel Williams confused with Montel Jordan. Shout out to you. Keep up the great work. I don't even know what I said. I don't know what I said, but thank you for that, man. I appreciate it. Hey, look, Montel Williams, Montel Jordan, Montel whoever, whatever. You know what I meant. Thank you to Beans, who says, I'm an immigrant. In 2007, I pledged allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. I meant it. Exactly. Right on. Thank you to Kiwan Lynette, who says, may you do ABO tours at Top Golf major cities. That's a good idea. So doing my tour at a Top Golf would be good. You know, we could just kind of set it up there. Okay, check it out. If you guys want me to come to your city, and I got a list, I could just, because I was calling people to get venues. I got some leads, but Top Golf would be a good choice as well. We could just set set an event up, and you guys, I don't know how that would really work. If you guys got to pay, I don't know how that would really work. But that's a good idea, Kiwan. So I think I might do that. That could be part of it at least. That's a good idea. What do y'all think? Do y'all think we should do some of the ABL meetups at Top Golf in your neck of the woods? Y'all let me know what you think about that. Thank you to Bob KMIT, who says, I've been to Mogadishu, Somalia. It sucks. Thank you to Sneaks, who says, I appreciate you, ABL. You are my go-to guy when I want to know what's going on in the news. Do you have merchandise that promotes your channel? I tell all my friends and family about your channel. God bless. Yes, I do. Go to ablmerch.com. That is ablmerch.com. We got the hats, the t-shirts, the stickers, the hoodies, mugs, and more right there on the website. All righty. And let's go to Michael Critchlow, who says, the Ilhan Omar accent is hideous. It is. It really is. But let's get to some calls here. The number to call, 706-406-3287. Again, 706-406-3287. Numbers right there in the ticker. It'll always be in the description box as well. Let's go ahead and get rocking and rolling. All right. So Key1 says yes, it's safe, fun, and clean. Polka Dot Suzanne says yes. Okay. That might be the move, as a cool kid say. All right, let's keep on rocking and go to 559. You're online. Who am I speaking to?
ABL, Patrick from California. How's it going?
Everything's good, man. How about yourself?
Hey, good, man. What's your take on Israel being able to handle Iran by themselves? Do you think that they even need anybody's help, let alone the United States of America's?
They're going to need us if they want to get to the nuclear facilities, because they got them deep in these mountains, and nobody has the ability to reach that other than us.
Mm-hmm. I'm just wondering, why that this was even brought out into the public in the first place. Trump, he likes to talk about not speaking about his war plans and telling the news what he wants to do. And I just wish that this would have been something around that similar situation, to where he would have just handled it like how he handled that terrorist island, wiping out all of those ISIS on that island. And then the next day we heard about it, and it was all over the news, and we've seen them carpet bombing them and just wiping them out. I wish he would have handled it like that. Now we're having to deal with this political fallout. What's your take on the Tulsi Gabbard and Trump thing, with her, I guess, kind of backing out of the whole conflict itself?
I've not seen what she said.
Yeah, she went on yesterday, and yesterday the day prior, and she was actually not in favor of American boots being on the ground in Israel, and also the American, military in general, in any capacity, being in Israel. And I think Trump was on Air Force One, and he was asked about that by CNN, and he didn't really like that too much. So he kind of scoffed at her making that comment. And so I don't know. It just seems like if his own administration is starting to come out against this, along with at least 60% of the American people, I do think that eventually something would have to be done. But I think that, one, we need solid proof. We need, because it's out in the public now. It's in the open eye of the public. So because we were burned so bad in Iraq, with being told by Bush that there was nuclear weapons in Iraq, and we went in there and sent our brave heroes and young men to go die for nothing when we found out that there was no nuclear weapons after all. The American people, I feel, just have been led astray down this goose chase of the nuclear scare so much that they are just done with it. We're battle fatigued, and I feel like, he needs to have some sort of transparency with this to show the American people, yes, they have these bunkers, these silos, and all this without exposing, I guess, to the limits of secret operations that would hurt our military operations, to the point of where it would affect our ability to do these strikes if we had to do them. But he needs to come out wide open and just be like, this is exactly why that we're having to do this, because these guys have a nuclear weapon, they're building it, and they're going to use it against either Israel or us or somebody in the Western world. And I think that that's really the only way that he'd be able to get the American people on his side going forward with this. And I don't know, man, like the Warhawks, like Lindsey Graham, John Bolton, Nadler, all these guys that are just fat cats in Washington wanting to send our young men to go die for another forever war. It just kind of has the MAGA base, in my opinion, from what I see, just burnt out on all these different war hawks that want to benefit off of the American people when we give our lives and the sweat off our back and our blood and our tears to just basically, fight for all these decades for nothing. And then they're the ones that wind up getting all these kickbacks and getting rich and wind up with like 9 or 10 more mansions, and the list goes on. And so I think if Washington, is going to want to have another war, I think the American people are telling them that it better be on our borders with like the cartels or something that's actually affecting our country as a whole right now, rather than going, clear across to the other side of the world and then having boots on the ground in a country that nobody cares about, nobody knows, and nobody will ever even think of walking outside their door for, any time, at any time.
Right on. Right on, man. I'm going to cut you off, man, but that's a really good point you made. I'm going to try to get to a few more, man. So thank you for your call. Definitely appreciate you.
Hey, yo, I appreciate it, man. Sorry about that. Take care.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Yeah, I feel him 100%. It's like we, the people, don't want that. We don't want that. The thing that he's talking about is not supported by the people. And you know what? Maybe in years past, we might have supported it. Maybe if he would have caught us before George W. happened, maybe. But now we've already experienced that. We don't want to do that again. We don't want to do it again. So we're just not really into it. So I'm with him 100%. Shout out to him. Great call. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. And again, a number to call, 706-406-3287. Again, 706-406-3287. Right on. 512, you know, line who am I speaking to?
Hi, my name is Dustin.
All right, before you start, I got to ask you something to stream off in the background.
I'm turning you down. I'm sorry about that. You good now?
All right, we good.
Yeah, hey, so my name's Dustin, yeah, and I'm from Austin, Texas. I'm born and raised. And, yeah, I was on the left my whole life, just, like, by default. But then, like, the very fine people folks happened, and it was just kind of like watching somebody getting picked on for no reason. And eventually I looked into it, and once I pulled that thread, like, that whole left-wing idealism that I've been raised around just, like, started falling apart. And so, I've been a supporter. I got my Trump hat, and, I have to debate with practically everybody, friends, family, lost, most people. And then, what we were told is no war, and watching all this go on, I'm kind of like, where am I going to fall, if the decision is to fully go to war and go, how am I going to feel? Am I going to feel foolish that I bought into it, and then also it's just like, I was never political and kind of got dragged into it with the whole BLM riots because somebody tagged a statue here in Austin of a musician, and people gave me a bunch of slack about it. So, I'm just kind of, I don't know, I'm uneasy right now about what's going to happen next with, Trump's decision and administration's decision of going to war, because that was the main point I was really interested in Trump with.
Right, yeah. I'm with you. I'm listening to you. So hopefully we don't do the whole war thing and we can stay out of it, because I'm seeing, and I feel the same way, it's very unpopular with the people. So hopefully our voices are heard.
how will you feel like, I mean, were you like, was that a big selling point with you? It sounds, I've been watching for a few years. Sounds like you've been on the right, for the most part. Were you ever like on the left and transitioned over, and then like, were you like feel kind of foolish for defending Trump and those positions and all that stuff?
No, I wouldn't feel foolish, because just because you support somebody does not mean they're always going to do the thing that you want them to do. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you supported somebody for a long time, for 10 years or whatever, and they did everything you wanted, and then there's one thing you don't like. That's not going to negate the previous good years you had.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Like, when I'm like kind of unsure, it's like, okay, well, I feel like I should lean on Trump, because so many times it was not what was being presented. It was like the unlikelihood of what he was saying was there, but then it pans out. He's right. So it's like, okay, in this uncertainty, should I just lean back on that?
You said what now?
So like, he'll have a perspective I might not necessarily agree with, but then at the end it works out. So is this another occasion of that, right? Like even when he was running, I was like, he might not be the best guy, but then it turns out he's a great guy, great president. His decisions and his leadership always is beneficial. So in this time of uncertainty for me, is this another occasion where I should just go, you know what? This guy, he sees things from a different angle. Just trust it. Let the leader lead.
I mean, it could be that, but again, I think that we just need to want what's best for us. And if there happens to be a war, which I hope it's not, all we could do at that point is just wish for the best, man. But thank you for your call. I definitely appreciate you.
Hey, thank you for your show. Like, I really appreciate it. Like I said, for years, I've been watching. Love your insight. Have a good rest of your show. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Bye.
All righty, good call. Let's keep rocking and rolling. Let's go to 515 hit online. Who am I speaking to?
Deborah.
All righty, what's happening?
I just wanted to ask you, why do you think Omar has a voice for this long?
Hold on. Before I answer your question, can you turn something off in the background for me, please?
Yep, I just did.
Okay, so you're asking me, why does Omar have a
Why
voice?
does Omar, have a voice for this long?
Because she has people that support her. Like, the main thing is where she is. She's over there in Minnesota, and there's a big Somali community, and they all support her.
Yeah. But I don't understand why they keep her there when everybody else in the state of Minnesota, my mom lives in Minnesota in Elk River, and doesn't like it. And so I find it very odd about why are they dragging her out? There's been so many things. Like, everyone doesn't like in the community outside of Minneapolis. And I'm like, that's very interesting. Why is she still there? And why does she have a voice?
Because the people of her community want her.
Are running it.
Huh?
I feel like they're running it.
Yes, they are, because it's them. It's their community.
But we have a voice, and it's not heard. Do you see what I'm saying?
But do you live in her district?
No, I don't.
That's what I'm saying.
Just the dragging out of her and all the awful things she's doing, and where everybody's seeing it, via the web and internet and all the things. It's just getting exhausting about why is she still even there?
I mean, I get it. I totally understand where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from, but it's the people that are in her community, in her district, that vote for her. They're the ones that want her. Just like Gavin Newsom. It's like, okay, why is this guy here? This guy's terrible. He's awful. He's a vampire, Count Dracula. Well, they keep voting for him in California. Enough people want him more than those who don't want him. And it's unfortunate because those who don't want them got to suffer, but it's California. What are you going to do? It's more of them than it is of you. Unfortunately, you're kind of outnumbered in that space. Same thing with Ilhan Omar, her district. People that like her and they want her outnumber those who don't want her in that space.
Yeah, more exclusion than inclusion. They're just saturated with, I don't know what, because none of it's common sense.
Right, I understand.
Yeah, so that's what makes me think about the war. You know, like, oh, well, we've been told for the last 40 years, Iran has capabilities, or not Iran, well, yeah, Iran, Iraq, whatever, either one. And then now we're like, no, we're not going to let them do it. No, we're not. Well, no, they shouldn't have even had, if their real intention is to get rid of us and Israel, why are we playing this bound? I feel like it's whack-a-mole. I don't know. I'm just listening to you, and I really enjoy your show. And there's just so many feelings over facts, and everything seems like it's being dumbed down, and we're all, like, searching for the truth. Like, can we get to the bottom of this?
Well, hopefully we can.
Life?
Hopefully we can. But thank you for your call. Definitely appreciate you.
All right. Take care.
All righty. All right. Shout out to the call. Yeah, I mean, Ilhan Omar, she got her people in the community. They like her. You know, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. It's like, what can you really do? You know, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Unfortunately. All right. Let's go to 904. You're on line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. This is Nikki from Florida.
All righty. What's happening?
How you doing, man? I just wanted to say, first of all, shout out to Captain Man Bun. And I was on Twitter last night checking out the news feed, and I saw that Iranian state media had said something like, tonight's going to be a night they're going to remember for hundreds of years or whatever. And I've noticed that, like, I kind of got a little bit nervous, and I've seen all these airplanes flying over there in the military, and I was thinking to myself, okay, something's about to go down. And then I noticed nothing happened. And this has happened so many times before where, like, Iran makes some kind of big statement, and they're always bluffing every time. So I want to know your thoughts on that.
Yeah, it's always a bunch of that type of stuff going on, a bunch of bluffing. People say, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and nothing happens. That's why I'm not afraid. I'm just like, okay, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And if it's not, then it's not. And that's pretty much that on that. So I'm not scared. I think we just need to make the right decisions over here in America and let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, 100% agree. And the other thing was I heard there was a Trump phone coming out, and I had to kind of laugh about it because Trump has done a couple things where he's like released playing cards and just like all this random stuff, and it's kind of funny. It's like a meme. You know, you buy the Trump thing, right? But this phone thing is like, I don't know, man. I feel like a bunch of people are gonna get it. You know, it's not going to be a great phone. It's just that it's branded under Trump, which, you know, it is what it is. He's a businessman. He makes money. I just thought that was kind of funny. And it's like one of those Trump gimmicks that we've seen before. But, you know, I support him. I ain't going to buy that phone, man.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I got my Samsung or Apple iPhone. That's pretty much all I need. Anything else, I'm good.
Right on, ABL. All right, well, good talking to you, man. Have a great night.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right.
Yeah, so what do y'all think? You guys getting the Trump phone? I'm good on that. I mean, shout out to Trump, make your money, you know. But I'm cool on the Trump phone. I got my favorite phone is the Samsung S25 Ultra. This bad boy right here. The iPhone kind of sucks, to be totally honest. I don't like it. I think Apple is falling off. I think they have fallen off. But anyway, that's a different story. Let's go to 859. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Yo, ABL, how's it going? You Luciferian Libertarian friend, how's it going?
It's all
Seems
good, man.
like Donald Trump is between a rock and a hard place by making some people happy and some people mad. Going this whole war going on in the situation.
You said what now? Did you ask me a question?
Yeah, this whole war, this whole conflict going on. And it's between a rock and a hard place, choosing between making some people happy and some people not.
Well, I mean, it's always like that. It's always going to be like that because just in general, you get half of the country that says, okay, Orange Man bad. Off the rip, they say Orange Man bad. And then we make a decision like this, then it becomes, okay, you're trying to get us into war. So now not only is Orange Man bad, but Orange Man dangerous. So we got an issue.
Well, and that's the thing is, a lot of people voted for this guy because he was heavily criticized the Bush administration war and the Iraq war and how much that was a waste of time. And he went on that premises that a lot of blue-collar people, listened to. And, he basically told, Jed Bush, you're a liar right in front of a live studio audience in so many words. So, I mean, of course, they feel betrayed. They feel like, oh, you're going to go back on your word, which we really don't know the full comprehension of the situation that we are right now as the president. There could be some confidential situations or stuff that we're not allowed to know. And he probably changed his position because of those circumstances. We really, truly don't know. And even during the Bush administration, how Bush was fed lies or misinformation, and he went on that. So, I mean, he's between, like I said, he's between a rock and a hard place. This tough decision really has to look at it in a way that history probably would repeat itself. Should he hold him or should he fold him? And that's the one thing he should be questioning.
Right on.
And, like the Bush administration, he made that promise, but he might have to make that promise to the circumstances that we see fit right now. So right now, we have India and Pakistan. We have Israel and Palestine. We have Russia and Ukraine going at it with each other. We're avoiding I'm slurring my words. But we're avoiding the inevitable eventually. If we avoid the situation, soon enough, we're going to be pulled into it like W3, like how in W2 what happened with us, with Pearl Harbor. Matter of time, unfortunately. But hey, I appreciate the conversation. I appreciate the call, ABL. I just hopefully we won't end up in World War III. Just cross our fingers. Pray to God or whoever you guys pray for. Pray. Hopefully we won't end up, and hopefully this president makes a good decision. I'll talk to you guys later. See ya. Luciferian Libertarian out. See ya. Bye.
All right, shout out to the call. Thank you for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. If you like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. And they get a number to call, 706-406-3287. Hey, if you're drinking, don't go overboard. That's all I gotta say. All right, drink responsibly, because I'm hearing some slurring. I'm not accusing nobody doing nothing. I'm just, tonight, some of y'all, I don't know. Hey, don't get scared and start drinking. That ain't gonna make it no better. Okay. 860, you're online. Who am I speaking to?
Anthony, Ranger Xbox.
What's happening?
Hey, brother, how you doing?
It's all good.
All right. Can I explain to the woman that she was so concerned about, Iran, war. Been dealing with war, Anthony, since I was born. I mean, I was born in Norfolk, Virginia on the naval base. My dad was in the Navy on the USS Iowa. I grew up a Navy brat. I broke my arm in 1968. I was in Tripler Army Hospital in Hawaii with all the Marines that were getting shot up in Da Nang during the Tet invasion. You know what I mean? I spent 4 years in the Army, 3 years on the Iron Curtain in Italy, and CTAF, Southern European Task Force. We took care of Africa and the Middle East. Of course, nothing ever happened in the Middle East in 1979, 1980, or 1981. And no generals like General Dozier. He didn't get kidnapped or anything. Nothing like that ever happened. There were no terrorist attacks. There was no Uganda, the genocide. But, I know what I wanted to explain to that dear woman up there in Wisconsin. Those Somalis were brought in on purpose, en masse, to change the electorate in your state by Bill Clinton. You can thank him for that, because they were allegedly in Somalia on a peacekeeping mission to bring food to the starving people of Somalia. Yeah. The whole deal was just to bring in a bunch of Somalis into America to change our voting. Anthony, I'll leave you with that, brother. God bless you. America, let's get our country back. Trump's playing 3D chess. The best way to do it is through Russia. 1/5 of Israel comes from Russia after World War II, so they have a working relationship with the Russian people. And Putin has a good working relationship with Netanyahu, and of course they have a good relationship with Turkey. Now we should back them up. And I know this for a fact because I spent 6 months in Russia in 2017 working on the MC-21-300 Russian airliner. We can make some serious jack being partners with Russia. I'm telling you. Anthony, anybody else in the world, you have them as your friend, they will die for you. You get a Russian as your friend, he will commit cold-blooded homicide for you. And, brother, I'll leave you with that. You have a great night. Thank God your show is getting bigger and bigger. Loving your success. God bless you. God bless America. Let's get our country back. Let's get the world back to some sanity, people. God bless. Out.
Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you. And shout out to you guys. Again, appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. You are the best on the interwebs. Let's go to 630. You're on line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. Can you hear me? This is Ben from Chicago.
I hear you well.
Yeah, man. I wanted to talk about the Arnold clip.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was brilliant on his part. I grew up idolizing him, and he was kind of my hero. And then, like you were saying, man, during the vax time, he was really pushing it, and I really disagreed with some of his comments. But yeah, I really think he redeemed himself the other day.
Oh yeah, he did. He did very well. I mean, that was perfectly stated, and I think, like I was saying earlier, if all the people who came to this country had that mentality, I would have no problem.
Yeah, I mean, and that you showed that part where like Sonny was trying to check him and like kind of grabbed his arm, and he just kept right on going, and he was, she was all like, "Oh no, Grandpa, we're not going that way," and she didn't really like what she was hearing, but he just kept going.
That's right, and I'm glad it did keep going because it needed to be said.
Yeah, and I mean, especially from him because he kind of embodies the American dream. He came over here so successful in so many different avenues. And especially with the politics later in life, the huge acting career. And, yeah, man, I was fired up. I was glad to hear it from him because, like I said, I grew up idolizing him. And then I really, really disagreed with his comments about, the vax and COVID. And, yeah, it was just great to see him up there talking about that and kind of behind enemy lines there, too, on The View.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate your show. First time calling in. You don't need to hear it from me, but keep doing what you're doing. Really appreciate no nonsense, and it's just so much better than watching just some news channel.
Well, thank you for your call and your support, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, thanks, man. Have a good evening.
Same to you. All right, great call. Great call. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for always rocking and rolling with me. All right. And again, I might got time for one more if y'all guys want to call in. 706-406-3287. And since I'm right here, again, Friday I'll do a show rather than Saturday because Saturday I'm traveling to the left coast. Let's go to 513. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, ABL. It's Shelly from Ohio. Okay. I bought my house in 2017 for $100,000, right?
Okay.
In the city. I have 5 neighbors. 3 of them are mansions. It's very diverse. Taxes have doubled. There's a reason for that, and it goes to the immigrants. But before we get to the immigrants, let's talk about the war. Doesn't matter what any of us think. We have no control over what happens. Trump's going to do what he's going to do. What we can control is local politics. Social Services, HHS, is who gives out the grant money that provides the services for the immigrants and the refugees and the unaccompanied minors, right? That's mostly on the county level. The HHS grants, the local dollars have to match that money. My opinion is that's what we need to focus on now. Trump cannot save our cities. He cannot save our counties. He cannot save our states. But we can. If we take the money away, none of these politicians will have any reason to want the immigrants. They're prioritizing the immigrants over us, right? But get this. When last week my county had a meeting, right, when all that stuff went down with ICE, they took $205,000 that was allotted for emergency immigrant housing and put it towards mortgage assistance. Most of the people hurting are the seniors on fixed incomes. So they know what's happening. Don't you think we need to do that? Like it's on us?
Yes.
So we can talk about the war all day and all night. It doesn't matter. But that's one thing that bothers me so bad about like MAGA. Trump is not our daddy. He cannot come and save us. We're not going to vote our way out of it. Everybody can file a grievance on anybody in the government. You can report the DAs. You can report the prosecutors. You can watch the meetings. We have only like 100 people watch my county meetings. That's where most of the money is. That's where most of the power is. That's where the immigrants are coming in and going out. All of these nonprofits, look them up. Look up their tax info. Their income revenue has doubled and tripled since 2022. That's where the money is. That's where it's going. Nobody's following the money. Nobody's auditing. Nobody's doing a review. Nobody's doing any of that. And that's where most of our property taxes are going. That's why they're building all these stupid affordable housing projects all over the country. I mean, I don't care what time people get up. I don't care what they eat. You know?
All righty. Well, thank you for your call. Definitely appreciate you.
Thanks.
All right. Yeah, it's on the chest. He's like, I got to get this off my chest right now. But yeah, I mean, of course, be self-sufficient. That's going to be the key thing. But also, there's only so much you could do. You can be self-sufficient, but at the same time, you got to be able to vote to have them go do the bigger things. So you're going to need to have a combination. All righty. But shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. If you like what you heard tonight, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All righty. I think that might be a wrap for me tonight. Again, be back Friday, most likely Friday. All righty, because I got to leave out the next day. But shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody for watching, retweeting, super chatting, whatever you do. I could not do the show without y'all. Thank you to the mods for keeping them trolls in check, making sure everything goes the right way. I appreciate y'all as well. Y'all know I couldn't do any of this without you. But I'll be back Friday, and I'm putting out pre-recorded content every single day. I might have some short videos coming out over the weekend when I'm over there. Just to see what's happening. Hopefully don't nobody try to kidnap me because I'm a MAGA over there on the West Coast. Nah, I should be straight. I think that a lot of these protests just isolated. I'm not gonna go over there. Y'all told me before, don't go to downtown LA, so I ain't gonna do that anyway. So I'm not gonna be in the midst of any kind of malarkey, as Joe Biden would say. Alrighty, I have one more super chat here. Thank you to Steve Nelson, who says, ABL is a light in these dark times. ABL for life. Thank you for that, man, Steve. I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate you for your very kind words. But that'll be a wrap for me. Y'all check me out everywhere. This is an audio streaming podcast you're listening to right now. It'll be on favorite audio streaming platforms, whether they be Google Play, Spotify, Apple iTunes, etc. Link for that will be in the description, or just go to your favorite audio streaming platform and search ABL Live. I shall pop right on up. Also, I'm on Rumble. This show is on Rumble. Not the live show, but the regular pre-recorded shows are on Rumble if you want to see them there rather than YouTube. And check out all my links. Check out my Facebook. Shout out to the growing Facebook community. I appreciate y'all. Facebook allows me to post more, I guess. YouTube, you got a limit per day, I think. That's what they tell me. YouTube told me, hey, once you post more than 3 times a day, you don't get any more notifications from that channel. If you post 3 times in 24 hours, that's the limit. 4 times, no notifications. But on Facebook, you could just post 24/7 and it's going to keep on going because it's a share-based thing. So Facebook, shout out to you guys. Shout out to the Instagram people. Shout out to the TikTokers. If y'all like to see Paul talk on TikTok, I'll be over there. Shout out to all you guys. I'll post on all those platforms. But that'll be a wrap for me. So until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out. And peace.